Time's up. Admiral.
Here it comes.
Howdy, y'all. How we doing? Welcome to the round table. Final episode of the year. And again, I apologize. I'm still working on that new intro. I will have it ready for the new year, though. I promise you that. There's Trey. I promise you I will have it ready for the new year because, again, this is our last episode for the year. And we'll be back on January 8th with our first episode of 2023. But until then, we hope you enjoy this. We got a jam-packed show for you guys because again, the internet provided. What a week to go out on with all these stories that we got going on. A lot of stuff, ups and downs, lefts and rights, twists and turns, good karma, bad karma, and people getting screwed over. But then saying, "F you," I'm going to do it my way. But let's go around the horn and say hi to the panel before we get started. Hail and howdy, Jed. You're fine from last night still, I assume. You're fine.
I'm fine. Well,
you're fine.
Fine is relative.
Relative.
It's very relative.
Yeah. But how you doing? You okay?
I'm here. I'm awake.
Here.
I've been playing too much Witcher, and that is a problem that I love that I have right now. Mm-hmm. And the next gen update, it's janky, it's weird, but it's got some cool changes and some bad changes. It's just kind of didn't need to exist. And I will never forgive it because it made one major change. If people are familiar with the meme of at the beginning of the game, you can loot Yennefer's key, her bedroom key.
Yeah.
And in the original game, it was a common item. And so everyone was joking, oh yeah, it's a common item. Everyone has a key to Yennefer's room. Everyone's screwing Yennefer. It was a massive joke in the community. And guess what they made it in the new one? They made it a rare item. I will never forgive them from robbing that incredible joke from us. Hashtag cancel Witcher next gen. Go back to the original. I can't. I just can't with this game.
Did they fix the damn horse to where the sucker actually steers? That's all I want to know.
No, but they did add you can pet the horse.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
There's some weird changes. Like now there's a roach card in Gwent as well. There's some random weird stuff. Yeah, but nothing is of enough value to warrant this massive rollout at this point. Nothing. I don't think there's anything to warrant all of this.
At least you didn't have to pay for it.
It's true. Yeah, it was free. So I guess for free content, it was fine. Even the Netflix stuff isn't bad that they added.
And it's just gear, right? It's just gear.
Right. There is a quest included to where you get the gear. And it's actually a really cool story about another Witcher who died and turned into a phantom. And so it's his story. And it's a really cool little story. So the one content change or addition that they made is a good one. So from a story-based, positive.
All right. That's good. All right. When I get back to it, I've still got the DLC to play, so I'll be playing the DLC for the first time with the next-gen version whenever I get back to it. But that'll be recorded for future posterity. Dragon Lady, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Did some Christmas cooking this afternoon. Did some mince pies, which is a British treat, or else down here. They're just very small pies with mince or fruit, mashed up fruit in them. It's quite nice.
I'm gonna be nice and not make British food jokes. I'm gonna be nice. You
want to learn more? Wikipedia can describe it better than me.
Oh, that's good.
Really good British food out there.
We're getting ready. What's good is that you're getting in the holiday spirit because it's tomorrow's Hanukkah, Christmas is the end of the week, New Year's coming. Oh, I love the holidays. I love this time of year. Makes me happy. Grump. You gonna bah humbug it?
Yeah, well, I mean,
it's just okay. Grump stays in character.
Rock paper sisters. I did get some new stuff this week, so this guy, whoever this guy is,
no idea who that man is.
No,
I don't know. If you try to judge it by his handwriting, you'll never figure him out. But
oh god, yeah, my handwriting. People read that and it's like, how are you published author again?
Yeah.
But yeah, I picked up a couple other notes.
Nice.
Mario Rabbids. This is the one I was actually interested in.
What's in that?
Because I've been wanting to get a but
Yeah,
I
I wanna
don't know yet.
You don't know yet.
I
Okay.
just got it in today. So it was supposed to be yesterday, so I was going to be able to go through it, but I ain't had a chance.
Mhm.
But this 4K Busan.
Nice.
This ought to be wild. I keep hearing how
Hopefully,
good that is.
the ET game is not in the Atari one.
Yeah, all my presents to myself are in. They have arrived. I'm going to show one off in a second after we introduce Dre, because I wanted Dre to be here to see it because I fulfilled my promise, Dre. But Dre, how are you doing?
I'm alive, Adam.
Oh,
I'm alive.
oh,
I've had a crappy week.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh yeah, I know all about that.
Yeah, I've had a crappy week. I've been sick as a dog.
Oh no.
All week long. Today is the first day I actually feel like a human being.
Well, if you got to tap out at some point, tap out. No problem.
No, I'm not feeling too bad today.
Okay.
If this was yesterday, that'll be a different story. But today I'm not feeling too bad. Outside of my own personal health, I'm still not feeling great. Meat is garbage. Yeah,
we everything. I mean, we're in your wheelhouse today with half our topics.
Yep.
It's bad, but it's been a strange week for me as well, up and down. I had to admit I was wrong. We'll get to that. But Dre, I kept my promise. I didn't think I was going to be able to keep my promise to you and to everybody. But at the last minute, last week, it dropped $20. $30 for it all. And look at this. Now, because it was the end of my budget for my Christmas and other things that come up, like this TV here. I thought, okay, I could just get this. I can't get anything extra. So I opened this up and go full screen so you guys can completely see it. I opened this up and see, I'm going through all the seasons. I'm going through everything. And then I turned to the back here, not knowing that it came with Mask of the Phantasm and Sub-Zero. My jaw dropped because I couldn't afford to get Mask of the Phantasm because it was like $18. I'm not going to spend $18 on Mask of the Phantasm. But then I'm going through, as I open up, I'm like, oh, this is my face. I'm like, oh, it's Mask of the Phantasm, Sub-Zero. I'm like, oh, it was so good. I'm so happy. I got everything I wanted out of it. So if you are going to get Batman the Animated Series, you want to get this. You want to get the complete Blu-ray collection because it comes with Mask of the Phantasm and Batman Sub-Zero. So,
now that is good news.
I am looking forward to sitting down and starting to just slowly watch all this because it's all 35 hours, all 109 episodes, plus the 2 movies. This $30 dropped $20.
That's worth the price of admission.
Oh yeah, so it was the last thing I wasn't gonna buy because it was at $54. I'm thinking I can't do it. I'm basically at the end of my budget for Christmas. But then boop. So I kept my promise. And to get to both those movies, I was so happy when I saw that. It was so cool. It was so cool. Chat. How is the chat doing this afternoon? How you guys doing? Are you ready to wade through this with us today, chat? Because we got some good stuff you've heard about, little developing things here and there. Hail to the goddess, one of my mods and regulars. How you doing? Hail, Jaden Hamilton. Good afternoon to you, young man. Hail, Kale. How you doing? Ruben X. Hello. And anybody else just watching and chilling out, we're happy to have you here because we've got stiff competition this afternoon. There's a lot of heavy hitting streams going on. We're happy to have you here. We're happy to watch. You're watching on the replay while it's still up. Merry Christmas, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the show.
Is it stiff competition or competition that makes you stiff?
Well, okay, we're already going down that road. Okay. All right. I fine. It's how we do this here. I mean, last I checked, let me just check real quick. Last I remember hearing that I believe in the next, there it is. Yeah. Gary's doing a 2 Towers massive stream right now. He decided to, I mean, this is our regular block. He's got Mauler, Drinker. I mean, what are we going to do? We're not. If you guys are watching us or if you watch later, thanks. I mean, we're just going to go. It's not like I'm going to cancel the show. He announced it on Friday. I just went, shit. That's right in our block. It's right in our block. But what am I going to do? So if you've decided to join us and you're going to watch Gary's Two Towers anniversary stream later, we thank you for being here. We thank you for joining us, and we appreciate you choosing us for the moment. And Tug is on. Yeah, it's what are we going to do? What are we? We don't. The show must go on. So the show must go on. So we got good stuff. Let's get. I want to wind us up with this one right here. This one is it's just while we have everybody here, since we're all gamers, I want to start with this one just to get us going in the right direction.
We gamer bros. We're using gamer bros.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about that. We're gonna get to that. So I saw this. I thought I'm gonna start with this one. I saw this, and as gamers, new life sim Millennials announced aims to capture college life. Yeah.
I've never understood why God would throw a meteorite at the dinosaurs, but I get it now. I get it.
Some company called Frozen Way and Live Motion Games has announced their life sim titled Millennials, which aims to capture life on a college campus. This is retarded. This is seriously retarded.
Aren't millennials like 40 by now?
I don't know.
They're not in college still.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a millennial. I'm not a millennial. All right. Here's the rundown of the game on courtesy of Live Motion Games. Let's read this. Remember the good old days when every day was an adventure? No. I don't remember those.
I missed that.
Even I missed that. Meeting new people didn't seem so scary, and partying until morning was a reasonable choice. No, you never made it all the way to the morning. That just shows you they don't know what you're talking about. You never made it all the way to the morning. You tap out at a certain point, and you either crash where you are, or you've lived on an enclosed campus like I did. You stumbled home. You had so much on your plate, but you still managed to make so many unforgettable memories. Oh, I remember them because I don't have blackouts. Wouldn't it be fun to go back in time, meet your old friends, and rekindle your lost passion for at least a moment? Don't worry, we've got it covered. No, you don't. Millennials is a brand new life simulator game with an isometric perspective. In Millennials, you'll create your own college freshman whose future career will depend solely on you. They could become popular idols. Was anybody trying to become a popular idol in college?
Suddenly, The Sims looks a lot better. Well, the high school years and college year, and Sims University looks so much better.
Oh my god! All right, so nobody's going to try being idol. Rising stars of the academic world. You either could do it or you couldn't. Or unmatched athletes. The possibilities depend only on your imagination. Throughout 4 years of education, you will have a lot of time to choose the right path for them. With the wide variety of possible activities, stories, and relationships, you'll have your hands full. All right, you guys okay with this yet? I mean, no.
None of this speaks to me. I mean,
what is this?
I'm not a millennial or I didn't go to college either.
You didn't miss
any. I got nothing.
You didn't miss much. Trust me, you did not miss much. I kind of wish I hadn't done it at this point. Main features. Be whoever you want to be with a wide variety of tools ranging from statistics and skills to personal goals and perks. You can craft your own perfect student. Be smart, popular, or chill. Chill. We just want to be chill. It's called being a stoner. Just say it what it is. It's called being a stoner. The choice is yours. Of course, you don't need to follow stereotypes. Mix and match different options to your liking. Who said that a rising football star can't be a mathematical genius? The possibilities are there.
It's totally possible. Yeah, you just need an Asian mom and a black dad, and you're there.
Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna let that one ride. Discover the holy grail of work-life balance. Work-life balance. Take part in many activities, develop campus. Okay, so here's what you can do in this game. You can attend classes or not, which if there was a way to get around that. Anyways, explore the various clubs. No. Support your fraternity or sorority. We're stereotyping here. Shouldn't they modernize that? Shouldn't there be a non-binary option of this? I mean,
what's the gender neutral fraternity?
Yeah, meet with friends or stay alone in your room, masturbating all day. Deep in relationships.
Wouldn't that be hilarious if that was actually a function? It just like fades to black, but it's like you want to just stay home alone in the dark and
just see just the computer screen on.
Don't worry, somebody will take that game and then mod it and put it on Steam.
Yeah.
It'll be on Steam next week.
Work part-time to pay your tuition. There's no way working part-time would pay your tuition these days. That is so unbelievable.
This game sounds so boring.
What is going on? Am I paying money to pretend to go to school?
I know.
Do you actually have to take quizzes and tests?
It says attend classes. So I guess maybe that's part of it.
Why not just go to real college then?
Might as well.
Maybe this is less. Maybe because this is less expensive. All right, decorate and chill in your room. Okay, decorating room. What? Go to the bookstore, buy the posters, put them up. I mean, the most outrageous thing I once did was help a friend. He had this idea and it didn't work. He put Christmas lights all up on his ceiling at the start of the year, but it wasn't just that. Then he wanted to put tinfoil over it and cut holes in the tinfoil so it would spray out in weird ways. It didn't work. We spent hours doing it, and it didn't work. So just don't decorate your room. Just stop. Just stop right there. All of these activities can help you achieve different goals, so choose wisely what you want to focus on. Time is of the essence. No, our time is of the essence to be wasted on this shit. 4 years of college sound like a lot of time, but you will soon discover how quickly the time passes. There's so much to do. Experience rich and varied stories. Okay, the main storyline branches into, 3 different paths based on your choice of fraternity, sorority. Choose the one most suited for your character and uncover complex and interesting stories. Your choices will matter, so think twice about them. Don't forget about the smaller side plots and the personal story arcs of your friends. You may not have the time to go through all of them in a single playthrough, so plan ahead. Do we want to watch this trailer?
No.
Not particularly.
No? Okay,
Not really,
all right,
no.
Okay, no. Look at if this is the animation of the game, my God. That's
It
terrible.
looks horrible.
Hey, I just want to call out there's a starkly lacking diversity in that image.
Oh, you're right. Oh, yeah. And well, these two guys might be gay. They might be gay.
They might be.
And that looks like a professor hitting on somebody.
And those don't look like college-age kids. They look like middle schoolers. It's kind of creepy.
Well, like you said, this sounds like this sounds like somebody who has no idea what college is actually like, and they make it sound like high school.
They've just only seen John Hughes movies. That's all they know.
Yeah.
Somebody brought something up while I was reading that. What was it? I didn't see it. Somebody shared a screen. I missed it. What was it? Or not? Okay, whatever. We're moving on. All right, let's get to the real meat. Whatever it is, I'm sure it'll come back. Oh, all right, guys. What we can talk about today for real? Now, that was just to get us warmed up to understand. Don't waste your money on that. All right. This was a wild and crazy week. What the hell's going on at DC? What the hell? Which I had to admit I was wrong. And you guys know I hate admitting I'm wrong, but I'll admit it when I am. What does go on in DC, which leads to the saga of Henry Cavill, which may have a happy ending, ladies, and who knows. And at the same time, Avatar 2. It's unfolding. It's a lot of spin. We're gonna try and look what's going on. We're gonna try and predict based upon what we see what's going on right now. And we got a couple other things. Rings of Power is back in the news. What else do I have here? God of War live action show at Amazon. So we're going to be talking Amazon and TV and production. We can rope that in there. But where to begin? Where to begin? Anybody choose one? No, well, actually, no. We're gonna start with DC because DC leads into everything else. That was the catalyst of the week. It leads to all their news. So what the hell is going on? And I'm going to say right now, to an extent, I was wrong. For weeks, I said Cavill's going to be Superman. Cavill's going to be Superman. $2 billion. James Gunn clearly has an idea. He's not this stupid. Well, apparently, he is that stupid. I mean, Dre, lead us off with this, man.
I would like
you have more knowledge about DC in your pinky than I do in my whole entire brain. So get us started on this.
Yeah, I would like to start this with an analogy.
Yeah.
For those of us that are Adam, you, and Grump, we all live relatively close to each other, all things considered. Have you ever gone to King's Dominion before?
Yes.
Couple
way
times.
Back in the day in high school. Way back in the day.
I went back when it used to be Paramount's King's
Yes,
Dominion.
exactly.
And
what I went to. Yeah,
Scooby-Doo ride, which
That's
is
what
all
I
I
went, yeah.
wanted.
Yeah.
100%. For those that aren't living in the DC, Virginia area, King's Dominion is by far one of the funnest theme parks you can possibly go to, especially when you were a kid. When you're a kid and your dad or your mom tells you, hey, this weekend, we're going to King's Dominion. You wet yourself with excitement. Now, imagine being told that you're going to King's Dominion this weekend. And then that Saturday morning, you get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, you put your pants on, you're ready to jump in the family van, and then your daddy and or mommy tells you you're not going. Not only are tears running down your face, a part of you dies as you look into your parents' eyes. It falls deep down into your tummy because you are looking forward to getting on the Rebel Yell. You are looking forward to getting on the Outer Limits. You are looking forward to getting on the Hurler. You are looking forward to having the time of your life, eating reasonable priced food and getting on every ride there was. But now it is immediately taken away. And then your parents tell you you shouldn't have gotten excited about it because it wasn't in writing.
I miss out on my Scooby-Doo ride. Somebody go die.
That is what has happened this week. Henry Cavill was dangled in front of us, was promised to us by the man himself. He was given instruction to tell us to get excited, to get hype for his return. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson put this man in his post-credit scene to get fans to get excited for the first time about a DC property in years.
With John Williams' theme.
And then they decide to tell us, oh, by the way, Henry Cavill's not coming back. We're going a different direction. Screw everything. Don't get excited. There are two ways this could have been fixed. One, don't even mention Henry Cavill to us under any circumstance. You shouldn't have featured him in Black Adam. You shouldn't have had him come out publicly and say that he's coming back to his role. He should have been nowhere near a camera and or microphone at all. Second way you could have fixed this. Make the movie with Henry Cavill. How hard is that? Adam, like you said before, $2 billion, easy money. Even $2 billion, easy money. Because everybody has been starving for this man to come back and to portray the role the proper way.
Thirsty.
Thirst. Parched is the throat in that way. and you then turn around and say, hey, you know what we promised? Yes, Daddy, we going to King's Dominion? No, we're not going to King's Dominion. But we're going to take you to Adventure World.
Oh, no.
Oh, right.
Oh, no.
Adventure World doesn't exist anymore. Six Flags. That's it. That's what it's called now. Six Flags. We're going to take you to Six Flags.
We have one of those around here.
I don't know.
No. I went to one in
I was
Jersey.
I think the only other one I knew about was Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, which is absolutely amazing.
Yep, I love Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens is great. Six Flags is like the diarrhea.
Hey, the Great American Scream Machine was awesome.
Okay, that was when it was Adventure World. Stop playing games with me, Adam.
It was in Jersey. I went to it. It was regular. It was Six Flags.
The Jersey.
It was in Jersey.
One. Okay.
It was in Jersey.
Okay, the Jersey one. Okay, I got you. The DC one was a hole, and it still is a hole. And that is now what's being pinned. You're going to tell us that we're going to get King's Dominion, but you're going to write a story about young Superman and give us Adventure World. Six Flags. You're going to give us Six Flags. I don't want Six Flags. I want King's Dominion. And everybody else wants to go to King's Dominion. You saddled us with trash. It's our fault. I made a video on Friday. It's our fault.
Yeah.
We have once again, as DC fans, have been played for suckers. Per usual. Same thing. New regiment, same story. Hey, we're going to give you everything you love. You are? Yes. Oh, you're going to give me everything? Yeah. Hot pretzels? Yeah. With cheese? Absolutely. No, we're going to give you some Auntie Anne's. We're going to shove this all in your face. Oh. Well, geez. So I shouldn't be excited. I shouldn't believe what you say. Yes, that's correct. I am disappointed. And I'm disappointed not only in the studios, I'm disappointed in myself. For the second time in as many weeks, I've let myself get excited about something. I let myself hope for something. I've let myself be like, oh man, I can't wait till you see Henry Cavill again. And once again, Daddy lets me down. Unbelievable. It just taught me a valuable lesson to just stop being excited about anything that's announced, anything that they're trying to do, because I know they're just going to rip it away from me and then demand that I enjoy it. I'm done.
Apathy.
Yeah, it's official. Apathy.
Here comes the apathy. Then that sucks.
100%.
I mean, like you, I said repeatedly, Henry Cavill, my butt in a seat, and I don't like to go to theaters anymore. I was going to be there. I was excited. I was happy. I was excited about Jon Stewart, Green Lantern. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't care if it means I'm not going to have content for the channel. I do not care, because you veered away from the instant thing. You didn't have to stay with Henry forever. Like you said, one movie. Just give us one movie, and then you could have just transitioned somehow to a new to a recast.
They could have just made him Kingdom Come Superman. They could have just did Kingdom Come Superman with Henry Cavill, and nothing would have changed.
Yeah.
Use that to reset the universe rather than the Flash movie.
Perfect. All is done. Use Kingdom Come Superman. Move on.
Yeah. So
Jesus Christ.
It's all right
there.
there.
They want a new, younger Superman so we can go through the young Superman and Batman thing again and again and again. Give me an old Batman and old Superman, or eat a bag of dicks. How about that? I'm tired of the young shit.
We want established. We don't want starting out. I mean,
that's why I think the Arkham video game series is peak Batman besides the animated series, because he's in his element. He's already got established rogue gallery. You just jump into it. You know everything you need to know, and it's just so good. I love the Arkham trilogy, and that's what we need. Just Batman at his prime, Superman at his prime. People have seen enough movies over the last decade or two to know the backstory. Just like Spider-Man with Marvel, with the MCU, they didn't rehash his origin story because everyone already knows it so well. Same thing with these guys. We know Batman's origin story. We know Superman's origin story. Just give us them at their peaks, in their primes, and just go full throttle. You don't need the slow ramp up that they've done. Like it's like slow ramp up. Oh, it failed. Slow ramp up. Oh, it failed. Start over. It's like we got this enough.
I don't need to see Martha shot in the streets and to have the pearls drop. I don't need that. There's multiple characters, very few. I'll be fair. Very few characters that have a universal backstory that should not be altered. Batman's is universal. His parents get gunned down at the theater in some way, shape, or form. Superman, Krypton's got to go. I don't need to see that, as Jed just made the point so eloquently. I don't need to see that. What's that, Spider-Man? I don't need to see Uncle Ben take a bullet. I don't need
But
to
we
see
want to know Uncle Ben's there. That's the MC made that mistake.
Yeah, well, the MCU is stupid, so we know that. but as long as it's established that he took that bullet, I don't need to watch teenage Peter Parker and then he gets bit. And I know what happens. Give me the meat and the potatoes. I'm not here for drinks. I want my steak. And now DC is telling me that even though you promised me steak, you told me that this steak is going to be well seasoned with a nice garnish. You're now telling me I'm not getting that. And I'm going back to drinks. I don't need drinks. I need food. And they're screwing with me.
And it's very simple because he's a different age. Peter and I have a DC slate ready to go, which we couldn't be more over the moon about. We'll be able to share some exciting information about our first projects in the beginning of the new year. Among those on the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill.
So the bigger red flag for me than Henry Cavill not being in it is James Gunn writing it. I love James Gunn, but I just don't think his creative style will work for Superman.
We've all agreed on that already. Yeah, we've said this.
You need that creative honesty with yourself because, as a writer myself, there are franchises that I will never touch if I ever get into the sphere. Like
I
I'm
wouldn't
never
touch
going to write Star Wars. Yeah,
I wouldn't. As much as I love it, as much as I know I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Even with all my knowledge, I can't do it because I just can't stop being a fanboy.
Yeah,
I know. I can't. I
Of,
can't be objective about it.
they has announced they're not bringing back Cavill officially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people they haven't announced that to.
Who?
Amber. Anybody heard of her?
Oh.
They've not officially announced that.
Oh, no.
Who's that little runny fast guy?
Oh
little
yeah.
Flash dude.
The creeper. The creeper.
Yeah, the little creeper dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Who
haven't
hates women.
officially announced his departure. that
Well,
I've
somebody has brought up these fantastic point as those movies coming out now, these remaining movies.
Oh yeah, they're useless.
Flash, Shazam, Fury Gods, Aquaman 2. Is there another one out there? I forget.
There's
Doesn't
a
matter.
couple coming.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. They are completely pointless. You've worked so hard. You did all the reshoots. Rumors are Cavill got paid $500K for his reshoots for Flash, and you're
they're
cutting
him
it.
out.
Same with Godot. I don't know what her paycheck was, but the cut. She's probably done too. Because we'll talk about. Do we need to talk about Patty? Do we need to talk about Patty? Or we can just say Patty's a brat, and that her so-called statement is bullshit.
Yep.
It was bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, if all this Cavill stuff happened, we're going to spend time on that. We got all this other stuff going on. So let's just agree. Patty's so-called my version of events, I call bullshit on the whole thing. Not some mix of what happened. I call complete bullshit. Especially when you lead with, here's what's happening with Rogue Squadron. Nobody asked about Rogue Squadron. I mean, nobody asked about goddamn Rogue Squadron. What does that have to do with anything with DC? Nothing. So you're full of shit, lady. And don't let the door get in the way.
You don't want my Wonder Woman 3? Well, fuck you. You're going to get Rogue Squadron, and you're going to like it.
Yeah, I'll believe that when I see
You
it.
threatening me?
Yeah, it's like, exactly. You're threatening me with that? Really? But we had a great meeting with Henry, and we're big fans. We talked about a number of exciting possibilities. He's not going to bother with you anymore. And we're going to get to that in a second because we have one more thing. So Grump brought up a great point. The turd, why haven't we heard that she's not going to be in this? Ezra Miller, why isn't he not? Oh, And now I focused on this a few weeks ago. How come we haven't heard anything about Jar Jar? Apparently, this piece of shit
It's still
is
up.
still active.
Yep.
So you're going to get rid of Henry Cavill. The unifying force between Snyder Bros and regular fans like us who don't care about the Snyderverse, the unifying force between normies as well and all the legions of horny ladies out there. Henry Cavill puts all our butts to sleep. We all want to see him be Superman. Just one real movie. That's all we would have been. We would all have been happy with that. But no, you're going to put this anti-American Marxist piece of shit's version of Superman. You're still pushing this anti-American asshole who has horrible quotes about 9/11 on the record.
Those are the worst.
This guy is scum. I once did a video on him, and I had a blacktivist come out of nowhere and do like a 3-comment rant at me before I knew any of you guys. And that's when I realized, whoa, my channel's not big enough to touch this piece of shit yet. So I backed off. I told this guy he was a lunatic, said, shut up, commie bastard. And then I privated the video. It's since been purged when during my monetization period. But I was too small to deal with a crazy asshole. It's like, he is the Mark Twain of our, some literary genius of our time. White boy, don't you? I'm like, whoa. I kicked over a hornet's nest I didn't know existed.
How do you defend what he said about 9/11, though?
If you hate America. You hate America. That's how.
Think of
It
this
wasn't
logically.
representing America. Those firefighters, it wasn't at the moment. It's like, we're doing this because we're American. It's like, no, people are dying. We're going to go save people.
It's our job.
Yeah, it's our job. Like, yes, that is a very American thing to do. But hating on them isn't some, like, anti-American state, like, liking them isn't some pro-American statement. It's just, yeah, people were dying. They tried to save them. That makes them a good person.
So
not human.
To have Ta-Nehisi Coates, who also ruined Captain America even more than he was already ruined it even more, to have this son of a bitch now, I don't have anything against Val Zod. I don't care about Val Zod. It's an alternate reality. Don't care. And guess what? Nobody cares about Val Zod. Nobody cares about President Superman Obama, because that's apparently what he is, Superman Obama.
Miles
And
Morales.
I'm trying to look at it from marketing logical. This is who they're going to go with probably versus a guy. Now, looking at Henry Cavill, 50% of America now is not interested in
We're done.
Superman, as in 50% as a female audience. You just kicked them out of they're gone. But then you just pissed off the Snyder Bros. They're ravenous. They will be sitting there aggravating you. Then you've got
because they don't give
a lot of
shit. They got nothing to
normies
lose
just
now.
wanted to see Henry Cavill also. Then you got us comic book guys that liked Henry Cavill because he looked the part perfectly. So what does that leave? Like 2%? I mean, you had the comic book lovers in, the Snyder Bros in, the females in. You pretty much wiped the field. You ain't gonna have anybody interested in your product.
No one is going to see this garbage. The answer is no one. Let's just Grump, let's take what you said there, Grump. Let's just take it for absolute face value. Let's just play this game that they replace Henry Cavill with this hot trash DC, which is dead already, will not only be burying itself, it'll be burying itself alive.
What about the young Superman film, which most likely is going to be Superboy, and it's the recent version of Superboy, where we've all seen how that played in the comics.
That's Jonathan Kent. That's not Clark. So that's his son, who decided he wanted
going with him for the film.
Adam, let's not put it past him. Screw it. Let's not put it past him.
You're right. You are right. I mean,
Dragon Lady might be right on point. Let's not put it past him. They literally just said, hey, Henry Cavill, we don't need you. After you've already seduced the entire fan base to come back just to see you.
And it's not his fault.
Put you on screen.
It's not Henry Cavill's fault. He is no blame.
Exactly.
He
Now, isn't-
deserves better
Oh,
in
no.
everything that he does. Every franchise he's ever been involved with, he deserves better. Like
Absolutely.
the only franchise that did him well was Mission Impossible, and he died in that movie.
You're 100% correct.
Oh crap! I forgot what I was
Like
saying.
like this man is a class act.
Yes.
A class act. I read his entire quote about like hey
On the
how
way
he
out.
really was looking forward to it,
Yeah.
but it didn't work out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Classy dude. I would have been setting turds on fire on people's desks.
But that's the thing about Cavill.
me.
Cavill is he's class all the way through it.
Always.
Now,
Even when he
here's
gets
my
questions
question.
about toxic fans, he's always professional. He's always polite, even when he's talking to insane people.
Yeah.
But
Because-
isn't WB so broke and in the hole that they can't put out but a certain amount of movies a year?
That's
If
why
you're
they're
going to do a complete new thing, you got to have a lot of money to be able to plan those out, because you can't just do one a year because nobody's going to get interested. You're going to have to actually do a blitz to get people back into it. Whereas with very low amount of money, they could have done one Superman film and probably funded the rest of the crap.
Yeah.
They
Well,
are the dumbest company I've ever
One
seen.
Yes.
billion% correct. Rob.
DC dumb
1 billion
company.
percent.
DC
Well,
dumb company.
I heard someone using Warner Brothers financial state to justify this. They're saying they're too broke
How?
to afford Henry Cavill. They can't afford to pay him. So they had to get a
Bullshit.
cheap no name.
He
Just
would have been happy to do it because
I bet you he would have
loves
taken a
it.
percentage.
100%. So yeah,
I
that
bet
was
you
a
he
big
would have
black
went on
pillar.
percentage.
So dumb company, you're absolutely right. That was a $2 billion movie. $2 billion movie. Everybody's happy. Everybody got what they wanted. They had so much goodwill. James Gunn had the goodwill. We were touting and saying, hey, he knows how to work with my own quotes. He knows how to work with creatives. He knows how to direct a movie. He's a real creative. He's not going to tolerate people getting in his way. He's got full control of this. He's going to be able to plan it out and this and that. And then, the whole Patty Jenkins thing, fine. That makes sense because she's not creative. But then this. And my excitement went from here to the floor. Like I said, I was excited for this. I was excited for a Jon Stewart Green Lantern show. Don't care. I'm done. I don't care. And I said in my video, we'll wait and see who they announce. But it's just, why am I doing this now? I just got this. I've got my Justice League complete series behind me. I can get all the good quality Superman, Batman I need. All I need is the Adventures of Superman, which I didn't get. It was on sale, but I didn't get it. This was more important. But I can get all the good versions that I want right now. I can be satisfied whenever I want now. I got all I need. Why do I need to wait years? And think about it. They are years away from putting any of this out. Because now they got to do a casting call. They got to hunt it down. They got to put it all together. They got to find the money because they don't have it. And Bacon, you're right, man. RIP. This was their chance because Marvel's not doing well. We have time. We'll get to the woes of Marvel today if we have time. But this was their chance to steal the thunder, to get the attention. And you had the perfect poster boy. You had Henry Cavill. And you screwed it. And they've already announced they're not keeping Battinson either. He's gonna go.
He gets a sequel, but then he's done.
But he's done. So it's like, why are you doing this? And bring up those pictures for the Joker movie, please. Bring those up again. You're putting all this attention on stuff nobody asked for. We asked for one thing. Henry Cavill, Superman.
They deleted the tweet. I've got
Really?
a comment that has it still in there. So
I found some of them. So just
All right.
1 second.
All right, so
I
Grump-
didn't enjoy the first Joker film.
I was one and done with it.
Sequel.
I appreciate it. I thought it was good. I liked it, but that was kind of it for me. I didn't need any more. I didn't want. I don't even ever want to see it again because I remember the whole thing, the revelations. I'm not the part of me that movie, the revelation that it was all going on in his head that whole time. Yeah, that was interesting there, but to sit through the whole movie again for me just to get to that point. But then you got these. Who am I clicking on here?
If somebody else has it, it's fine.
Okay, I'll go with Grump. We saw him earlier.
Mm.
Apparently, they've been taken. We were looking in pregame. Lady Gaga in a variety of Harley outfits.
Oh shoot, I found the other one too. So
All
hold
right.
on.
Hold
Let
on.
me
All
go.
right, bring it up.
Let me go to that one.
I mean, first of all, Harley has been ruined at this point. When you have you up to the point where it's like they've
There we
destroyed her
go.
character, they've destroyed everything about her that was fun from this, which is her birthplace. This is what she was born out of. That's the fun Harley. That's the Harley I loved. Hey, Puddin', I loved it. That was great. Joker's Mall, that was fun. But then they've turned her into this. Now she's here. Now she's part of the Bat family, and you got Margot Robbie going, "Oh, you got to have Harley and Ivy gay on screen together now."
And it's plus size Poison Ivy right now.
I've got it pulled up.
All right, there we go. So, variety of Harley outfits in the Joker 2 musical movie. And I said this pregame, Lady Gaga does nothing for me. Nothing at all. So I'm not even excited to look at her like
it's
this.
her masks that are really
I'm
throwing me off.
confused.
I don't understand this one at all.
Wait, I'm confused on why there's mask. What is going on? This joint was grounded in realism. There was no cartoonish actions in this film. This joint was grounded in a mental health aspect. This wasn't cartoonish. What the heck is going on?
Yeah, somebody please tell me what the hell that is.
What the hell is even that?
Even I'm questioning that. I mean, I like Lady Gaga as nice. Please feel free to make fun of my music taste. I am so used to it. But
she's talented voice wise. There's no denying that. But yeah, just not my style.
I have no time of day for her.
I've never been crazy about her outfits, but this looks very cartoonish to me.
Whatever the hell is going on with that hair is what's driving me nuts.
I am confused.
We are all confused.
Who's green lighting this? Look, I can help. First of all, don't make this movie. Period. There's no need for a sequel. The Joker movie by itself was great on its own. It had a satisfying ending. It was fine. If you're gonna do this movie, keep it grounded in the same world that it's in. Give me Dr. Quinzel examining Joker and then getting twisted into his fantasy. That's how you do this. Yeah. Am I retarded? Am I the only one?
No, you're normal. You're normal.
I can't. I'm getting too old for this.
So you got all this stuff we didn't ask for that they're still pushing that you could have cut, but we don't get Cavill. You know what? Cavill's going to be okay.
Oh, he's going to be fine.
Cavill's going to be fine because on the heels of all of this, he comes out and says, "Hey, I got one more dream job out of my bag of tricks that I can do."
No, Mass Effect as well.
I don't want Mass Effect touched. You can't.
And Highlander, he's got 3 big.
Yeah, but this is
different.
He
cares about.
It's different. But I mean, Highlander, it's kind of inconsequential. But this, Cavill, bringing Warhammer 40K to life. He is a super nerd. He is a 40K super nerd. Now, I've details on my experience. I was a Warhammer guy 20 years ago, mainly fantasy. I didn't play 40K, but I was around 40K. Closest I got to 40K was when I played Necromunda on my old Escher boss my Escher gang, my horrible paint job. This is over 20 years ago. It was shit. But I mean, I was on the ground level of 40K with Necromunda, but I was around it a lot. I knew the lore. I paid attention. I listened. I watched people play. It was a way more to it than just fantasy. There was a lot, but this is huge, and it's huge for a lot of reasons. I mean, first of all, yes, he's involved with Amazon with this, but I mean, Jed, we double checked this, right? It is basically his girlfriend's production company that has the rights.
Mm-hmm.
So Cavill's in charge of this.
And Amazon's not touching it. They're just the distributors. No Amazon Studios.
So a lot of comments are, "Oh, is Amazon fault?" We see Jennifer Salke mouthing off this, and you realize, okay, she's purely just there to talk about it. Salke, who has ruined Rings of Power, who had a hand in Wheel of Time, hiring assholes like Rafe Poo Judkins to helm Wheel of Time, Payne and McCain, the Bopsy twins, who share a brain to do Rings of Power. Amazon doesn't get to choose who runs this. Cavill is essentially the showrunner. And he's executive producer. He's basically the showrunner. And I should bring up his Instagram thing. I forgot to bring that up. Where he basically says, I'm going to promise this. Let me see if I can get that up here. Instagram. Henry Cavill. There we go. Boom. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
I gotta zoom in a lot. There we go. But so let's read this. For 30 years, I have dreamt of seeing a Warhammer universe in live action. Now, after 22 years of experience in this industry, I finally feel that I have the skill set and experience to guide a Warhammer Cinematic Universe, the WCU, into life. Now, let's just take that first part aside. Read between the lines. I've been effed too many times now. I've been effed over too many times now. I am taking the wheel. I'm grabbing the till here. The tiller, whatever the hell it's called. I'm grabbing that. I'm going to steer this ship. And my girlfriend is the one in charge of production. I mean, we have the rights. That means Amazon does. So I'm going to do this because I am a fan, and I'm a fan, and we'll talk about Warhammer love in a second, more of that. But partnering with Natalie Viscuso, his girlfriend, at Vertigo has been a blessing beyond words. Without her, we might not have found the perfect home at Amazon. And it's just that, like Jed said, it's a home. They are merely distributing it. They have no say. They got no say. And you know what? They should be happy that they have no say, because now it won't have up. Now it's going to make them some money. Probably it's probably going to get them subscribers.
Well, they're coming at this, as you said, a cinematic universe of movies and television shows. So that's a lot of content for Amazon.
And games.
I'm excited about this. I have no knowledge about Warhammer, but this makes me excited.
We'll get into that in a second. I mean, I'll do a slight wax poetic on that in a moment. And having a home like Amazon will give us the freedom to be true to the massive scope of Warhammer. To all you Warhammer fans out there, and this is the best part, I promise to respect this IP that we love. I promise to bring you something familiar. And I endeavor to bring you something fantastic that is as of yet unseen. So you hear those words. That is the words of a fan.
It's so simple. This perspective is the simplest way to approach adaptations and should be the go-to for all Hollywood studios with these adaptations that they're doing these days. It's so easy. They make it so complicated for themselves, and then they're surprised why things fall apart. Henry Cavill just has class. He's a fan. He understands fans. There's a reason why we hype him up so much, because he's just a regular nerd. And that's something that is uncommon and shunned in the majority of Hollywood.
Right now, Fing Book in the chat is quoting a bunch of 40K lines that Cavill probably knows to heart because he loves stuff. So this, you hear this. I love this. I promise to respect this IP that we love. That's music to my ears.
Mm-hmm.
Because he says, I promise to give you something familiar. That's that, Jed, between the lines, that's saying F you, Witcher. F you.
Oh, 100%.
F you, Netflix, for doing what you did to the other thing that I truly, truly love. It's going to be familiar. And here's the thing. Warhammer is 40K. It's huge. I mean, a lot of us, there's a lot of quotes about the whole, usually referring to the Empire, Glory of the Emperor, all this kind of stuff. That's the Space Marine section. There are so many stories to tell. I mean, personally, I'm a green skin player. I'm an orc guy. I would love nothing more to see a season or a series about a Wog. Wog is what the orcs scream when they charge, and it's what it's called when they basically become when orc tribes unite into one massive unit where just one powerful orc war boss says, I'm stronger than all you. I'm going to beat you all into shape. I'm the biggest, baddest MFer out here. You're all going to follow my green ass into war. And they're all scared of him. So they do. And then you get hundreds, thousands, millions of orcs just in 40K. A green wave washes across the galaxy and only stops when the war boss is killed. Because then they go back to fighting amongst themselves. That's the only thing that keeps. That's the only reason the orcs never completely win. Because eventually they start fighting amongst themselves. See, I love it. I want to see that. I want to see some orcs on the screen, real orcs. Wog! I want to see that. I want to see chaos. I want to see chaos. I want to see Khorne, Slaanesh, Nurgle, Zinch. I want to see it. And they don't just war with everybody. They war against themselves. You could do a series of Khorne going after Slaanesh because he hates Slaanesh. He wants to just find that wiggly little genderless F, and he wants to crush his freaking skull, add it to the throne. Blood for the blood god. I mean, you could do that. You don't need to have Space Marine versus Chaos. You could have Chaos or Chaos. Tyranids. There is so much in there. There is so much good stuff. And Cavill knows it all and loves it all, and he wants to bring it. You see how excited we are. See, Jed, there is so much in there for Lord. So many stories. So much good stuff. Yes.
I have not seen you light up this much ever.
Because I know what's possibly coming. That's the thing. I know what it looks like to possibly.
Oh no! I'm excited for you, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that you're excited. Like me, I was never into Warhammer.
Yeah.
So I got no dog in the fight. But to see how excited you are, that gives me excitement.
I guarantee
it's something you're getting fired up about.
If this comes to fruition the way we think it would, you're gonna have a damn good time watching this stuff. Because the thing about Warhammer 40K, it's an ugly, gritty, disgusting universe out there. There are no good guys in Warhammer 40K. It's just varying level of who's not as big an asshole as the other one. Because it's a dying universe. Chaos is winning. Chaos is winning. And they're just taking it's just, there's so much fun to be had there. And you can even do a grounded thing like Necromunda, a Hive City War, like the stuff that I'm really familiar with because I played that. You get good stuff. And you could have strong female representation with like an Escher gang doing shit. There's all kinds of stuff. You could all get that. It's there, ready for taking. And Cavill loves it. He could bring it to us. And if I had money to burn, if I had everything that was going great in life and I was where I want to be, books, channel, everything, I would invest in doing Warhammer again because it's plastic crack, as it's called. There's a reason it's plastic crack because once you start collecting it, you start painting it, you start building your army, you put it on display, you stand there looking at it. It's like, man, this stuff looks good. You know, I want to put it out there. I want to fight somebody in an army. And see, and then he says something like this: our first steps are to find filmmaker, creator, writer. Watch this space, my friends, for the Emperor. And I said this in a comment. I'm going to say it here. I guarantee Cavill is reaching out to the successful authors in the 40K novel universe. Guys who are praised and beloved. And you mentioned this too. The fan base. You guys mentioned the fan base of 40K. You want to see hardcore. 40K guys, like true 40K guys. I'm a casual. I'm just excited because I've been in it and around it, but I'm not versed in all of it. 40K guys are hardcore. And you bring them into, you give them what they want. Literally, legions, for lack of a better term, legions of Space Marines are ready to follow you into battle. They will follow Cavill into the void to try and stop the chaos from spewing further into the galaxy. I mean, that's the possibility of what we have here. And if he's going to do it, the WCU, the Warhammer Cinematic Universe, this could be something to fill our cup. Our cup will overfloweth possibly from just the goodness of this. With Amazon's money and somebody in Amazon might be saying, okay, we can just let them do it. They're going to print money for us. Somebody say, maybe we should be smart enough just to stay the hell out of the way. Jennifer Salke, go keep ruining Wheel of Time and Rings of Power. Just go keep ruining that. They're already done. They're sunk. But you just stay out of Henry Cavill's way. He's going to make a bunch of money because he's going to bring in and then Games Workshop is going to earn more money because people, like I said, if I had money to spend on that, I'd go buy stuff. If it's good, it would get me excited. I'd want to build an orc army. I'd want to do it, and hope and pray I could find some people to play with at some point. Because I wouldn't just want to paint it. I'd want to play. I'd want to play because that's a part of me that I put in a little tiny box, and it's in a corner. It's dusty, but it's kept safe. The tabletop miniature gamer in me, he's somewhere. He could be found again. I would love to do that again. But you got to have money, you got to have time, and that's a lot of it's an investment of time. And also, I'd paint it myself. I wouldn't send my shit out to be painted. I paint that shit myself. I have an unpainted orc fantasy army in a closet still because world changed on me, life changed. I didn't get to finish painting it because I stopped playing. Because I was like, what's the point now? But this is you get this type of enthusiasm, and oh boy, watch what happens when fans are completely behind something, when you give them what they want. This could be the poster child of giving fans what they want and what success would look like when you do that. All right, I'm done. Henry Cavill might be okay. You know what might not be okay, though? We're going to switch gears now. Here we go. We have talked about this for a... Actually, you know what? Let's jump before we jump to this. Let's stay with Amazon for a second, because here's where Amazon. I think somebody said it. Kale, you just brought this up.
Yep.
God of War TV show. So we're still with Amazon. This is like Amazon may learn their lesson and stay out of Cavill's way, but are you going to learn your lesson and not ruin God of War? Probably not, from what we're hearing so far. So, Jed, why don't you get us up to speed on this one?
All right, so yeah, this is going to be made by Amazon Studios with Jennifer Salke at the head, and the most important thing that she's done is Rings of Power and Wheel of Time, and they were going to make a Conan series, but she specifically put an axe to that series because it was too masculine. If Conan is too masculine for you, what is God of War? God damn. And there's so many red flags with this. Yeah. The only good thing about it is that subheader that it has there is Corey Barlog will be serving as executive producer.
I wanted to say Balrog.
He directed God of War 2018, produced Ragnarok, and was involved in the earlier movies as well. He's like the God of War guy. So it's equivalent of George Lucas being a producer on the sequel trilogy.
But then they make this mistake.
This is probably the biggest problem with it, because without the Greek section, the Norse section doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Like one of the most powerful moments from 2018. Oh, wait. I don't know if Adam's far enough to...
No, I'm not far enough. Be very careful. Be very careful. We just left... where am I? I just learned that Freya is Freya.
Oh, so you're still pretty early on. Well, yeah. I'm just going to say there is a moment in 2018 that is so emotionally powerful because the Greek games exist. Without the Greek games, the most riveting and most commonly referred to as the best moment of 2018 scene won't make any sense without the Greek section. And so, yeah, it's a huge, huge mistake because Kratos' entire arc has led to where he is now. He's at the end of his arc. He's in the twilight of his life. And it's only possible because of what he went through in his Greek years. Because he was a raving, rageful maniac in the Greek section, he can be the cold, rageful monster in Norse mythology. It's relatively essential. And they're just getting rid of it because it's the current popular thing. And narratively, you're losing so much. Character-wise, you're losing so much. And as a person who loves Greek mythology, I've had a little bit of a problem with the original God of War games because of its adaptation.
But they're a bloody good time.
They're a bloody good time. And the story is really good that I'm able to separate that. It's not often that I can with an adaptation that's horrifically bad, Greek mythology-wise. But it's just so good that I am able to make that divorce.
There's just something great about that final moment in God of War 3 where you're on top of Zeus and you just mash your buttons, beating him into a bloody pulp. But right here, Rafe Judkins, the apostate, the heathen, who is responsible for Wheel of Time being as bad as it is involved in this. That is all you need to know. That is all you need to know. It's terrible. And also, I haven't heard. I'm looking at this. I haven't seen what would make again. Know what would be one good thing to maybe even give me a second of hope? Has anybody cast Christopher Judge as a live action Kratos? Because Christopher Judge could be he's not only the voice of Kratos right now, but he could be live action because he's big enough, he's strong enough, and he's freaking Christopher Judge. It doesn't matter that he's
voice is
black.
perfect.
Cover him in white paint.
Maybe
Cover him
do
in
a
white
white
paint.
face.
You're forgetting something very, very important. These showrunners are garbage.
Yeah.
They have no idea what they are doing. Everything that was just listed here is wrong.
Yeah.
Everything. You don't even have to play the game to know that it's wrong. The moment you say that God of War has nothing to do with Greco-Roman mythology, it's over. You had me at bye. That's it. It's over. There's no reason for me to watch because I already know that you're full of garbage. You
don't care.
Decades of games, and you're going to ignore all of them to make up garbage. And rest assured, garbage of the highest order is going to be in this thing. Think about every checkbox you can imagine. Not only is it going to be checked, it's going to be checked twice. It's just going to be a bunch of woke, nonsensical, loose-lipped propaganda diarrhea. And then it's going to cost umpteen millions, and everyone's going to lose their money, and then they're going to blame the fans. Rinse and repeat. I choose to keep my pants up and watch cartoons. I will not be participating in any of this wrongdoing.
Oh, I will. Considering both Jed and I have God of War knowledge, we'll be all over this.
Oh yeah.
This is low hanging fruit for us.
The next big news is who they cast as Kratos.
Yeah, if you're doing the Norse one and you don't cast Christopher Judge, that tells you don't know how to do it. Because Christopher Judge, he can still do it. He can still do action. Freaking Teal'c can still pull it off.
I just don't know if he has the right face for it. That's all.
Wouldn't. Just cover him in the beard. Doesn't matter. Put him in the beard. Be
well,
fine.
for the Norse section, yeah, but for the Greek section.
Well, they're not doing the Greek section, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, everyone points to the Norse one as being the better storytelling one, which is true. It is better, but the original
more
has some
cinematic.
really great. Yeah, it's more cinematic, but the original has some really great narrative beats. Like when he kills his family in the first game, that is so impactful. You're going to lose a lot of the relationship between Kratos and Atreus because you don't have that backstory.
Not understanding what he
valuable
did to earn him his original curse as the Ghost of Sparta. I mean, it's just, if you don't and his indentured servitude to Ares.
It's just such a cool concept. You kill your family, and then you're cursed to have the ashes of your wife and daughter plastered to your skin for the rest of your life. And he never breaks that curse. He's still covered in it now. Just because he became a god, he was always a demigod because, spoilers, son of Zeus. I mean, just because he became a full-fledged god in the beginning, at the end of God of War 1 and was in God of War 2 to 3, he just he didn't lose that curse. This isn't a spoiler for Ragnarok, but something that I thought would be really cool for Kratos' death is at the moment of his death, you see the white flakes just kind of float off him, and he's finally just the man again.
That'd be interesting. But I mean, cool. The whole thing, cutting out the core of the story. It's a thing. Oh, source material doesn't matter. Who cares? Well, you just lost. You lost real fans. Jed and I are going to cover it because it's easy content for us to cover.
Oh yeah,
it's like covering Halo. It's low hanging fruit. I know the first game. I could say I know the story of it all. Even though I didn't play the other games, it's when you try to adapt a video game, especially people who know the game. Yeah, we're gonna poke it through holes, and you could cover it. You could make a one-to-one of the game, which they're not going to do. They're not going to make a one-to-one of the game.
Oh God, no! But that would be incredible.
But to the point, why even do this? I'm going to ask this question. Why even bother? These games are, shows and movies to themselves. You could even put it on ultimate easy mode and just walk your way through it if you want to, without the stress that I'm putting myself under right now playing on the hardest difficulty.
The original, what is it, 2018 remake, the one that they just put on Steam?
Mhm.
Well, the revival.
That
It's not
one,
remake,
that
it's a
was the one that
revival.
you just played, right?
I'm currently playing.
That's on sale for like $30 right now on Steam. So I'll just put it in my cart.
It's
It's
worth it.
incredible.
I mean,
I'm shopping. I can't help it.
I
You're
did
al-
play
you're
the
always-
2018 game before playing the original Greek ones, but so it is possible to enjoy that story, and it's still very good on its own. But you just lose so
if
much.
you don't
with
know
the
who
Greek-
Kratos is, you're just like, yeah. I mean, they're showing us again they don't care about source material. And again, why even do it? The games themselves are living, breathing movies. They're living, breathing TV shows that you're actually enjoying it. And you can, like I said, you could put it on super easy mode and just coast your way through it, not work very hard, and just enjoy it, being immersed and interact with it.
There are supercuts on YouTube that is just a movie.
Yeah, I
Mahler
did
just
that.
put out one for Ragnarok.
I did that for the Mortal Kombat games for the past like decade of them, from like 9 to 12 or whatever it was, because I was really bored one day and I had nothing to watch. I'm like, oh, I'll watch these movies, and I just watched it like an 8-hour movie throughout a few days. Same thing I did with the Injustice 2 game. I was just curious one day and I watched that. So I mean, these things are living, breathing. So where you're not gonna,
What are you going to gain?
what are you going to gain? What are you gaining from doing this? Because you're going to piss off the hardcore gamers or the hardcore fans if you get one thing wrong. You're going to piss us off. And then if you woke it up, you're going to piss off the other nerds who are maybe tuning in just to give it a try. And you're going to bring in the normies on this? This ain't normie nip. This is not normie nip. No. No.
Normies, yeah, mature games like the God of War don't usually appeal to normies in general.
Yeah. So what's the gain? What's the point? It's not. It's the best version already exists and is readily available. So this is another DOA. It's another DOA. But we'll cover it because low hanging fruit. If you know it, if you're steeped in the games, you played them all. It's just low hanging fruit.
Oh, it's the same thing with me with the Last of Us TV show coming out in a couple weeks. It's not going to be good. There's no way. And if I weren't on YouTube, I'd have zero interest in it. But I love the first game, so.
And I didn't play the first game, so it's for me. It would be bad fruit to pick. It would be like unripe fruit for me to pick because I have no foundation in it. I wouldn't know how to comment on it, so I'm staying away from it. But it's fertile ground for you. All right, but so that's it for the Amazon stuff. But we have this now to talk about. This we have been covering this for what 3-4 weeks now, leading up to it. Avatar 2, Avatar: The Way of Water is finally here, and its arrival has been very interesting in our sphere. I think. Would you guys be fair to say that? Because people, it's kind of split. It literally is split between opinions on it. You got a guy like Ryan Kinnell who hates everything, likes it. So it is Jeremy. Gary despised it. Shad despised it. I'm just talking about because I was here. That's the recent one was yesterday or the other day on FNT. And you have other people saying you're either on either camp. There are two camps.
Yeah.
And they say the same exact things. It's either Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, just real fast. My favorite review that I saw was actually from a mainstream media site out of the UK that said watching Avatar was like getting waterboarded with turquoise cement.
Oh, God.
I love the British analogy. That was fucking gold.
But that's the thing. There are literally two camps. You like it, and you either like it for the reasons everybody likes it for the same reasons or dislikes it for the same reasons. If you like it, you're praising the family values, the good dad stuff.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it. If you hate it, it went on forever. It made no sense. Our very own Mustang Ride, one of my mods, not here today, he says the dialogue is shit and it's laughable. So before we get into the financials of it, I want to hear what you guys have to say about the arguments we're hearing about it, and then I'll give my 2 views. So, Jed, you spoke up first. How do you feel the commentary is on this from both sides?
It's kind of where I expected it would be. I mean, people falling in different camps than I expected, but the general reception to it is very much in line with what I predicted because it's similar to what happened the first time. And I'm just not interested, even after people that I like saying that they loved it. It's just visuals over substance, style over substance. And that's not enough to get me into the theater. Story is the most important thing to me. And
yeah.
This is a continuation of Avatar. So we're already off to a terrible start. But it's just incredibly divisive because the style versus substance article is a pervasive one that we come across all the time. Like it was a big one that I engaged in with Doctor Strange with people. I had people that I knew just said, oh, it was pretty, so it was good. And it's like, what about the story? The story doesn't matter. And there's just different perspectives with people taking. And I knew this one would draw those lines very firmly in the sand once again. And
they're saying the same thing. They say, good dad story, and it looks amazing. I don't care if it looks amazing. I didn't care if the first one looked amazing.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not revolutionary anymore.
No. Grump, how do you feel about what you're hearing about this from these things? I mean,
it's the movie about blue people, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't care.
Don't care. Your kids don't care either, do they?
They don't even, yeah.
And
pretty much if it's a movie over an hour and a half, the kids could really give a damn about. And me, I won't even impressed with the graphics and stuff in the first one. I mean, let's face it, it's basically video game stuff that we're doing better now in video games.
Yeah. Dre?
I'm going to say the same thing. A buddy of mine asked me a day or so ago, like what I thought about it. First of all, I didn't go see it because I respect myself.
Even if you weren't sick.
Even if I wasn't on death's door, I would not have gone to see this film. And this is, I guess, the worst thing I can actually say is that nobody cares about this movie. Apathy. 100% apathy on my end of the spectrum. It is literally not making any waves at all. Nobody cares about this movie. And I think that's the worst thing. I think that's worse than actually people saying it's the worst movie of all time. Because at least there'll be a discussion. No one wants to talk about it because it's not worth talking about. This is literally just the same movie over again.
It's what I hear.
Same crap.
It's just instead of unobtainium, it's whale brain juice.
Yeah, or something ridiculous. It's the same. What the hell?
Whale brain juice.
It's 3 hours now instead of what 2.5 hours of Dances with Wolves.
3 hours, 12 minutes.
3 hours and some change of Dances with Wolves, and the result is the same. Protect the environment. The industrial complex is bad.
Pregnant women can throw spears.
Dre, do you want to hear something worse than that?
Oh yes, please.
James Cameron has confirmed that there's a cut of Avatar 3 that is 9 hours long.
I heard 8 hours.
9 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and he's going to do the visual effects for all 9 hours and then cut it down from there.
So he's going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars to not show us something.
It'll be like a director's cut that you can get on DVD.
Ain't nobody about to spend that kind of money to watch 9 hours of garbage.
No.
Who is going to sit there in their right mind? Like, forget that 9 hour crap because that's just a fantasy world.
James Cameron's insane.
3 hours. Yeah, that dude's a nut job. He's over the.
But I do want to lead it too. If they do that right now, they're pushing for it. Him and Robert Rodriguez are pushing for Alita Battle Angel 2 right now. I'll take Alita Battle Angel 2, but he's not writing it. He's just involved.
Okay, if he's just throwing money at it, fine.
Yeah, throwing money at it.
Alita Battle Angel, I enjoyed that movie. I don't think it's as good as the comic book personally, but the movie was fine.
It was fine. I like it. It's on my shelf. I like it. I enjoy it. It's just a nice turn my brain off.
Yeah, it's on my main display, so yeah, it's definitely in my top 20.
Yeah, it's like I actually have the original Alita #1.
I tried to find the manga after I watched it, and I couldn't find a decent version of it. I couldn't find, not even digital. Even the ways that I have my ways, I couldn't find one.
I've had that joint sealed away for like 25 years. That joint is, I'm not touching that. But this film, Avatar, I could give a crap. I didn't give a crap about it 13, 14 years ago, whenever the first one came out. I didn't give a crap about it then. Now it's been over a decade, a sequel that nobody asked for and that nobody is kicking down the doors to see. No one in my inner circle or anybody that is elbow deep into cinema is excited or disappointed about this movie. It's a waste.
And they're forcing the 3D shit on us again.
Wait, you have to wear the glasses?
They're pushing the 3D shit again, yeah. 3D's back, guys! Aren't you excited?
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
Dragon,
so
434
excited.
million so far.
We're getting to numbers. I have the numbers right here. Let's finish the opinion. So, Dragon Lady, how do you feel? What are you hearing about this? I mean, how do you feel about people in this movie right now? What are you hearing?
I'm probably one of the very few people that actually liked the first film. Okay, story wasn't stellar, but I did like the visuals and the soundtrack. Can't really argue with James Horner when he does a soundtrack to something, aside from Titanic. I'm also hearing mixed reviews about this film. Some said it was absolutely wonderful. Some said it's the same thing as the first, but it's water. We were watching the first one last night. And again, I didn't really see the need for a sequel after
There it
the
is.
first one.
I was waiting for you to say that. There it is. Nobody
Yeah.
asked for more Avatar. People who like, even our very own Kale, likes to watch it, but no one who says they enjoy it ever say that we've never asked for more. Never answer. Alex Vang, I'll answer your question in a second. Don't worry, I see your question. I'll answer you in a second. Which we're finishing the Q&A here on this part. But yeah, no one's asking for more Avatar.
And I think I forgot what I was going to say now.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. And yeah, I know you can argue say, well, they left it way too late for a sequel.
13 years.
Yeah, and what about Top Gun 2? Nobody asked for a sequel to Top Gun, and that did really well. And I know you can argue that.
Organic though, it had organic feel to it, and it came without a difference between Top Gun and this. No agenda in Top Gun.
Yeah,
no agenda.
And like I say, with this one, considering the fact that it's 3 hours or 3 hours 10 minutes, however long it was going in for, I am gonna wait for the Blu-ray release for this one so I can actually go to the toilet.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm sitting in the cinemas for that long.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm
not.
sorry.
This thing is not built, in my opinion, to have legs, and we're going to talk about the segment. Alex Vang has a question for me. I think
Ant-Man,
because it has the Marvel machine. It's the MCU machine. It'll make more money just because of that. I think Transformers doesn't have the sticking power, and you're not going to get the fans. Like, Dre's out.
Alex, there's no right answer to that question. Both the answer is stay at home and OD on Benadryl. That's the answer.
I'm not memeing that one. Sorry.
All right.
What actual?
He's sick. Leave him alone. But all right. So when it comes to the content of Avatar, my take is this: I'm hearing what people say. I've heard the arguments of both sides of this point, a couple different ways, a couple different times. You like it because you like a dad story, and you like it and it looks pretty. You hate it because it goes on too goddamn long and it's incoherent and the dialogue is shit and the messaging is beating you over the head. Woke is in there. The people that like it, again, free to like it, but I question this. And I'm going to quote Ryan on saying this now on FNT when he said he's one of the guys that liked it. He liked it and he would watch it again, but then he caveats it by saying, where am I going to get 3 hours out of my busy day to go do that again in the theaters? He did it for work. Now, is he going to go do that? No, he's not really going to go do it for pleasure because there's no time. So where's he going to get the lecture at? 2, I think 2, I'll be generous, 3 months' time, nobody's talking about this movie anymore. And if it does come up, it's going to be about what we're going to talk about next concerning it, money. We'll talk about the money about it. But as far as what it's about, and again, nobody can really tell you what it's really about. Because, like you guys said, it's a rehash of the first movie by all accounts. Just a little different flavor, more blue people. Now sex with whales, I guess. I don't know. But it's just...
Yes, Dre. Yes.
The kids are swimming with whales. Environmentalism. It's just all... I don't care. But here's what...
say they're doing unspeakable things with
unspeakable things.
That is an unspeakable thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
but the real question is this: the money. The money.
Yeah.
There you go.
Leading up to what is it? Oh, okay. We'll start with that. No, I'd still let it happen. I'd probably let it happen. I'd let it happen. Anyway, but got Avatar. It's numbers. There's been a lot of reporting past couple of days. They've been for weeks about the goalpost, for lack of a better term, of moving on what it's going to make has been moved around a lot.
Oh God, the dude's doing the stupid arrow grip. Sorry.
The Arendeer arrow grip. Good Lord, I hate that.
How awkward can I be doing this? No, everyone does it like this. I did archery growing up.
That's not even effective.
No, it
I've
isn't.
done archery before as well.
Like, like you're at such an awkward angle. Your shoulders or your elbows in the way,
and he's gonna kill his hand. His grip hand, his bow grip hand. That thing's gonna kill that hand right there.
I don't know why they keep doing that. There's so many guys keep doing that.
Teach how to shoot on these sets. Jesus Christ.
Well, they don't actually have arrows on set most of the time, so like, what does that even look like without even an arrow to go with it? Like, you're just like going like this.
Wait, you're telling me that's a digital arrow?
Most movies do digital arrows, even like Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves used real arrows. I hope.
Well, because that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Well, and that was so old that they didn't have that good a CGI yet.
They used real arrows, but excuse me. So this, I started with this because we have the actual numbers in right now. The actual numbers came in while we were talking. International coming up big,
and really big
time.
Domestic, they need to pull in. I mean, they might pull in 16 million today. They'll probably break 150 domestic for the weekend. I think that's legitimate, don't you? But that was like the mid-low bar estimations because they were shooting for like 185, 200 at one point. So here's the question. Last week before, I am on the record, I said 1516. 1516. And then it's going to lose its legs. That still looks like a legit. It's going to probably, before next weekend, it will break 500 million before next weekend. Fair?
Before next weekend, hit 500. Oh, yeah. I think it'll make that type of money.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to, I think its momentum is going to plummet after this week. I think everybody that has seen this movie, that wanted to see this movie, has seen this movie.
Really?
Yeah. I believe that there's not going to be an influx of new viewers.
Okay.
In the following week.
Well, and I just want to say,
I have a question on that though.
Sure.
Before Jed goes, do we know what the international rollout is? Has every international theater release gotten it, or there is still more rollouts to this?
That's a good question.
Because I can answer that.
Then go.
Most of them actually got it early.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. Australia saw it last weekend.
Oh my.
So, let's go to box office then, because it usually shows you. Here we go. Okay, so then if Australia got it already, then how come there's no numbers for it?
I'm not sure. Yeah, Shad saw it early.
Well, if the international, I mean, it'll probably go up another. I would say if we haven't gotten Australia's numbers and maybe a few other ones, it could probably easily go up another 100 million on international alone.
Maybe.
Well, all right, Jed, go ahead. What's your point?
I just want to point out that is substantially lower domestically than even Doctor Strange did.
Yes.
Doctor Strange didn't hit $1 billion.
Yes.
Doctor Strange
And
got
Doctor Strange won't
187.
3.5 hours out long.
Now
either.
this is getting a Chinese release, but
It already has it, and when you scroll down, there were
oh, I
Chinese.
Yeah, I
did.
think it's been
numbers on it.
released.
I didn't. I was scrolling. I wasn't really looking. China's already numbers coming in.
Yeah, China numbers are there.
Oh, China numbers are there.
23 million, and that's
That-
it.
That's not great.
Wow.
And remember, Disney only gets 20% of that.
Well, and not to sound conspiracy theory, but the
Maybe
certain
that
things
is
that have been
20%.
the certain things that have been happening in China recently that I won't go into,
Yeah.
they ended right before this movie came out. It's a little coincidental timing. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's almost like they were using Chinese technology to make the movie
Ding.
because they were.
So,
Oh, go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
well, I was going to ask you, Drew. I was going to ask you a question. So you say drop off. What do you think the drop is going to be? Because I don't think it's going to have one of these massive marbles drop offs,
Okay.
like 70 to 80%. I don't think that's going to happen. What do you think the drop off is going to be for next
So
week?
I'm scaling between 45 and 50%.
Mhm.
Because actually you made a very good point. Jed did as far as the domestic numbers already. 134 million. I think everybody that wanted to see this movie already broke their necks to go see it. And as I was saying earlier, that there is literally no buzz as far as normies are concerned around this movie. There's no one saying, "Hey, you got to grab your kids, you got to grab your wife and come see this great film." That is not happening at all.
And this
as
is
far as
without
wor-
Sunday's numbers, though. We don't have Sunday's numbers.
Yeah, we
yet.
don't have
This is only-
Sundays yet.
We
but
have part of Sunday numbers.
Okay.
If you look in the box office section, it has Sunday numbers in there.
Okay.
Well,
But I'll probably check. Look, I'll probably check tomorrow.
Yeah.
For the
Well,
final.
tomorrow's when we can do the videos officially. Tomorrow. We can do
Exactly.
the videos
So
tomorrow.
tomorrow when the numbers are in for all of Sunday, so the opening weekend is
Mhm.
complete, then I'll be able to gauge better. But I really think that this movie is not going to hold water. Hold water.
Unintended, not intended, pun not intended.
Yeah. Be able to hold water for the long haul.
Mhm.
Now, I think this movie is going to make between $550 and $650 million. That's my belief.
You mean
Total.
Wow.
Total. Grand total.
Okay.
Total.
Okay. Grand
well,
total.
think
he
it's
Wow.
between
might
$550
be
million.
right because
Yeah.
I just looked it up, and despite its massive international box office numbers, it's trailing behind Doctor Strange's total opening weekend as well. Even with the international, Doctor Strange was over 450 million worldwide.
Here's the interesting thing, though. Now, next weekend is Christmas weekend. And it's never been a thing in my family and everything, but people go to the movies on Christmas Day. That's a
Yeah,
thing.
that's
Usually
why.
Christmas
That's why
type
they always
movies.
drop Star Wars at Christmas time.
So you
because
got to
that's a
wonder,
major.
why did they drop this now and not next week?
Because they don't have confidence in it, Adam. I'm 100% certain that they do not have confidence that this movie is going to recoup the money that they think it's actually going to make.
The rumors are high that it could be upwards of like 700-800 million costs, which means well over $2 billion for even break even. I mean, James Cameron himself has said $2 billion to break even.
Yep.
If
And
those
I
numbers are
believe it.
true, let's take it for face value. Let's just say Crazy Cameron's right. Let's just say he's right, and then say he needs $2 billion whole dollars to break even based on the production that he's put into this film. The studio, which I guess technically is Disney because they own 20th Century,
Mhm.
They're distributing now because they bought Fox, so it's kind of like they're distributing it because they
Yeah,
didn't
the
have
money
it.
was
They
already
didn't
put
have it.
towards
The money was put into this. They had no control over it, and they're getting the money from this. This is a Disney product, but it's like it's murky. It's murky.
okay.
Yeah, I
So-
would say it's murky.
Okay, so I'll move the swamp out just for a second. This movie's gonna lose money.
$1 billion flop.
Period.
I coined that last week. $1 billion flop.
Period. If the numbers are true, this movie is going to lose an unspeakable amount of money. It ain't hitting no billion. Okay, I'm calling
Okay.
it.
Okay.
I'm calling it. It's not hitting
At
$1
this
billion.
point, I can believe it.
I would
after
love it
this
if you're
weekend.
right. That would make an even better story than what we have planned for if it hits 1.5. It doesn't
Because
make
if
2
this
billion.
domestic box office holds, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to be
Okay.
very generous and just say this Sunday, by today's end, Sunday is going to be on and popping, and it's going to be at $200 million domestically.
That's generous.
I'm being very, very generous.
I think it's going to maybe make 165 by the end of today. That's
If
what I'm
that,
feeling.
but I'm gonna be generous,
Yeah.
just for the sake of my point.
Devil's advocate.
$200 million, and let's just say it ends the international box office. Let's just say the numbers stay the same. So we're at $500 million and some change by Sunday's end. That is everybody. I'm fairly convinced everybody that wanted to see this film has now seen it. It has no replay value. It has no, hey, go grab your kids and see it for a second time value. It has no, what nuggets am I looking for value. It doesn't carry that kind of weight. So everybody seeing this film is seeing it already. There is no, hey, come on, let's see it again. No, it's done. And so I think it's going to be between 45 and 50% drop off next weekend, even though it is Christmas weekend. I don't think anybody's going to see this film going in droves. I don't think so.
That's such a good point about everybody having seen it. I'm going to steal that from you.
I'm
going to steal that point. I'm going to steal that point. It's such a good point. I'm going to steal it from you. But it's a great point. And Jed, you said the same thing. Everybody who has seen it, that is a very realistic perception. Everybody who has been a stan. The stands and the people who were surprised, like Jeremy and Ryan, they're not stands. They were surprised that they liked it. They're genuine about it. But all they can say is they like the dad story and they like it how it looked. That's all they can say about it. And that they had a good time. But there's no passion.
Mm-mm.
There's no, I mean, you saw the passion on FNT, again, example, because that's the most visible example. You saw the passion coming from Shad doing a freak out over it. You saw the passion from Gary just going, give me a break, no. And the other guys trying to defend it. It felt like the defenders are working harder than the detractors.
Yeah.
It feels like defenders are having to work harder than the detractors, and that's not a good sign. So I'm going to buy into what you guys just said. If you go based upon 134 million, possibly I'm going to be not as generous as Dre. Like I said, I think it tops out. I think I'll pull down another maybe 30 million today on Sunday, just because those remainder who have to go see it now are going to go see it today. And that's 165 million, between 165 170 million on the weekend. That's not blockbuster numbers. And to push back at the sand saying it's tracking better than the first one. We told you this already. The first one was in theaters for 9 months. This doesn't.
No one knew what they were expecting opening weekend. Now everybody knows.
And that first one, the propaganda campaign, we talked about it. The propaganda campaign surrounding the first movie was intense.
Yes, it was.
Well, if we follow normal trends from the last couple years, a good, healthy box office run is doubling your opening weekend over the course of your time at theaters. That's what we've seen with a lot of these movies. If that continues with Avatar, it's going to really struggle to even break 900 million. It's going to struggle, even if it's considered successful by current trend standards. I agree with Dre. It's probably going to drop off pretty substantially and go under healthy current trends. But even if it is a healthy current trend, it's a failure. Even if it's healthy.
I think I predicted 800 to $1 billion.
I believe you did.
But yeah, I know Odin goes by, you add the first and second week totals, and then from there you judge it, because what you want is percentage made after the second week to the end than for the first 2 weeks. So let's say it made 600 million in the first 2 weeks. You would want the rest of it to make more than 600 million for it to be successful. That's the way he judges it, by his 50% thing.
And
that is the good way of going about it mathematically. I was just going off the current trends of what.
Let us not forget, these are inflation numbers.
Yeah, right, that's the other thing.
This is
imagine if it was $2,009. How much less? How Ryan puts it? What percentage fewer people went to see it?
That's the other thing. Yeah, Ryan's been very good about bringing that up. There are less people going, but more money being spent. So this is like $20 a ticket in our area where I am. It's just $20 to go see this shit. I'm not gonna spend $20. Even if I wanted to, I'd wait to like Dragon League. She's gonna wait. So she's not. People don't want. A lot of people probably who may possibly want to see who might be in that thing. They don't want to go spend that kind of money because also one, it's Christmas time. Maybe they're still buying presents. We are newsflash. We are in a recession. The inflation is maxed out. It's bad. Gas is going down a little bit. I paid less at Costco than I did the week before. Gas going down a little bit, but prices are still high.
It always goes down this time of the year anyway.
Yeah, but either way, this is an interesting situation we find ourselves in. There's so many factors that must be applied to properly judging this way, because this is, again, because of its history with the first one. People are going to say, "Oh, it cost this much, going to make this much," and because the first one, we're in a different time, over a decade, different world factors. A lot of people, I think, with the first one, even if they are blasé with it, they kind of push the environmental messaging aside because they're like, okay, like Dragon League, it's okay movie. They like it. It's fine. They're able to put that in its place and not wait. But now we're also in a period of time where people are sick and tired of being bludgeoned with agenda and everything. And James Cameron has not been shy about admitting the agenda all over this movie, from the environmentalism to the feminism to other shit. Yes, you got a good dad story. Bravo. You got a good dad story there. But is that enough to offset it? For some people, it is. For me, I don't think it would be if I sat down and watched this, which I'm not going to as at this moment. Maybe if somebody makes me for a reason yet undetermined. But this 434 world box office, probably going into tomorrow, probably, if we get a little more international and domestic, probably 500 million, close to 600 going into next weekend. Okay. But then if Jed and Dre's theory is correct, everybody who's seen this, who had to see it, is going to see it. Are they going to go back? Are they going to give it another 3 hours? Nope. Is the word of mouth going to put new people into this? I do not think so. At least domestically. I cannot speak for internationally. I live in these United States of America. I cannot speak internationally. I would love nothing more than for Dre to be right, because it makes for far more interesting content than my prediction. And also because
biggest flop in history.
And also because I haven't lied. I want to see this go away. I just want Avatar to go away. It's not that I hate it. I just don't want it in front of me because it annoys me. It just bugs me.
What was China's
4 sequels?
Can you scroll down to China real quick?
23 million.
23 million?
And now I don't know, is that the percentage that Disney gets? The 20% that they get? Or is that
total box office?
That's total box office. So I'm measuring it. So I'm gonna play a little game tonight. I'm measuring against the Avatar 1 Chinese box office was 40,934,351 in its Chinese opening weekend. I'm going to compare and contrast that by tonight's end, because that's going to dictate to me how this is going to go. Because the domestic box office from Avatar 1 was 77,025,000. But then once again, word of mouth spread, and then everybody and their grandmama.
It was a phenomenon at the time.
Yes,
it was a phenomenon.
Yes, everybody.
The wow factor has faded, though.
Yeah, and
that phenomenon doesn't exist anymore. So I think this joint's about to tap out. I'm thoroughly convinced it's about to tap out.
That was one of our original theories way back when. It's like, this cannot have the same phenomenon, the same impact that the first one did. Nope. It was never going to. And between apathy and of not caring and the diehards and the haters, there's enough of a mix in there to not bring a large amount of financial success. And this could be the beginning of the $1 billion flop, or worse, multiple $1 billion flop if it needed to make $2 billion. And if your theory is correct, it doesn't even crack a bill. I mean, Orbital Bacon last week, you're still here in the chat. Bacon said like 750 million, 800 last week when we were talking about these numbers.
That shocks me. That might be accurate.
I mean, I played it safe and said $1.5 billion. I played it safe because I'd had enough arguments with Mustang over this stuff on other streams and in private where I could see his reasoning that there's enough of a maybe family factor and normie factor that could push it.
Yeah.
So I decided to just play it a little
Yeah.
safe. I'm gonna be. I played it safe. I didn't feel like trying to be risky like you guys, but I mean, it's right there. It could happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, even if this movie is the highest box office earner this year, it's still a financial failure.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it beats Top Gun Maverick, it's still losing fistfuls of money.
Yeah.
So, and now it's not even look like it's going to top the top 5 highest grossing movies of the year. That's so bad. That's so bad for an Avatar movie. Not even the highest
the
grossing
second
movie
Avatar
of the
movie,
year.
because technically it's a franchise now. It hasn't been a franchise. Now you can call it a franchise. And like you said, the third one, 9 hours of footage. He wants them to pay for it now so he can edit it down.
Disney's not going to go for that.
Disney's
Rightfully
hemorrhaging. They're not going to go for that.
Well, I just love that they're so creatively bankrupt. They're not only copying Ferngully, Pocahontas, and whatnot. Now they're copying Avatar, the TV show. We're going to get a movie about water. The next one's going to be about fire. And then the joke is the fourth one's going to be called Return to Earth.
Bravo.
That's
Bravo.
actually.
And
That's
that's what it is. They're supposed to go back to Earth by the fourth movie. Wow. Bravo to those who came up with that one. Bravo. Excellent troll. At
least that show's good.
Yeah. So we're just now, again, we hate to use this term, but we're using it in a legitimate way. Now we just sit back and wait and see how this pans out tomorrow and into next weekend. And unfortunately, we won't be here to talk about it, but we can make videos. We all can make still videos. All right, so Avatar, as Gary called it. I really do like that. I like Avatar.
That's pretty great.
I like that. That was a good one, and all credit to Gary for that. Let me see. Am I out of stuff to talk about? Have we hit everything?
We talked about doing The Witcher.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? Do we want to talk about we were talking about Cavill, but we rolled on other stuff. We want to talk about the hit piece on Cavill or the hit fake shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it, Jed. Hit us up with that.
All right, so this became...
I didn't cover that.
Yeah. So this became a bit of internet drama yesterday or the day before when a Twitter user who's a major stan for the Witcher show put up this image that's supposedly from an insider transcript of a podcast. And even though this woman is a stan, she's insane, she does not deserve the hate that she got. Everyone was saying that she made it up, that she did this, that it was her fault, and she's actually deleted the original tweet now. As much as I don't agree with her opinions, the hate that she's gotten is completely unwarranted because she doesn't actually give any opinions. She just said, hey, look at this image. It's a transcript of this podcast. That's all she said. So if you want, Adam, we can either read the transcript or I have the original podcast so we get the original context.
Ooh, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think plays better?
I think personally the podcast does because the lady reading it is just...
Go for it.
Special.
Go for it.
All right, let me just pull it up right here. Share audio. So yeah, this is where it comes from. And so you still need to take a major grain of salt with this whole situation because this podcast, in its very image, it says you can't independently confirm anything you hear on this podcast. So we're already taking things. Yeah. We're already taking things with a heavy grain of salt. Apparently, they do stuff like this a lot. I never heard of these people until this drama came out. But this host, she's going to explain it here in a second. We'll just play. And if you want me to pause. But she has a few seconds of commentary at the end. That is really why I wanted to go with
How long is it? Just 4 minutes?
It's not even. It's going to be 2 minutes max.
Okay. Go for it.
Come on.
Jerry had to bounce. He had to go meet Rebecca for lunch. So there was something I really, really wanted to read to you guys. It has to do with why Henry Cavill left The Witcher. I know that was something that you guys were super interested in when it happened.
Pause for a second.
Got this.
Her voice is already annoying me.
I know, that's why
Country
Valley girl.
So like, I'm already getting.
All right, I'm going back to shopping.
Is this gonna make me chug Benadryl?
It might.
Dre's gonna OD on stream. No.
I had some of that through, I think it was Ryan's channel, and her voice was just so annoying. I had to mute it.
Yeah, I haven't watched. I watched Jed's and I watched Az's coverage, and that was enough for me. And I haven't been back to it, but I haven't heard her voice until now. It's
Oh,
like,
just
oh
the way
God.
she condescendingly says some of this shit. Some of
Right.
this stuff is pure gold.
It's
All right,
the
so
message. Somebody was
I had to make sure that we were all on the same page. This is someone who should be seen and not heard.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah.
Go.
She runs a major podcast.
like,
Oh my
"Hey,
God.
do you want to know what really went down?" And I was like, "Sure." So let me
So what she said that we kind of missed is someone reached out to her and asked, "Hey, do you want to know what really happened?" So the
Okay,
insider
fair,
went to her.
fair. Okay, fair. Okay.
just read it. It says, at the beginning of the show, Henry was good to work with. A lot of difficult demands that made people feel like he wasn't really a team player, but that's not unusual for a big star.
Do you hear what she just said? There's a lot of unusual demands that aren't unusual.
What?
And as she goes into this, let's forget the part that like Dre mentioned earlier, Henry Cavill seems to be does everything with class.
Oh yeah.
This
Very
flies in the
professional.
face of everything, both on paper, receipts, and everything. And remember the word receipts that we know about Henry Cavill at this point. All right, let's keep going.
I just want to read what Legata said. Does she have a face for radio and a voice for print? That's awesome. That's awesome. All right.
Though in TV, it truly usually doesn't happen until the second season. But in season 2 and 3, something shifted and he became really impossible for women to work with. Which
Oh
is
my God.
You can turn this
They made
off.
a sexism argument.
You can turn this off.
It gets worse.
Oh,
It
I
gets
said I'm
worse.
back to shopping.
This is
way
nothing,
worse.
Dre. Wait till we start talking about Gamer Bros, Gamergate, and QAnon.
What does the gender? Hey, I'm getting too old for this, man. Hold on, I got.
My head hurts.
Yeah.
When you
All
want
right,
to take a
I'm
break to let everybody's head go back
right,
to normal.
All right, yeah.
I've
We're
got
gonna
a
swap over
shared
to this for a
screen or
second.
something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
My God.
I want that on my wall one day with all my
oh,
famous.
this is
all my
probably
famous
getting
movie
ready to be
swords.
on the way. Now look,
Or
this
just-
is one
oh.
version.
Oh,
That's pretty dope.
yeah.
Oh, that sucker's gorgeous. Now, granted, the gorgeous comes with that number right there.
Oh!
I'm
Listen,
coming,
what-
Elizabeth.
Oh!
One of
Oh,
1,000. This is
Yeah.
actually engraved and everything.
Do they
oh.
accept blood?
This one's a little more movie replica wise, but it still uses the same type of steel. So this is probably going to be on my wall.
Do they accept kidneys in exchange for goods?
Hello.
No.
I got a couple good ones.
I want this.
Yeah,
This is
this
my-
is nerd porn.
See this?
Yeah,
Boom.
boom. I hate you. I'm poor. I can't afford that.
Yeah,
I work 70 hours a week. I can
Yeah.
afford it.
Yeah. Oh, that is porn right there.
Oh,
I
I got to
see
have
when I hopefully can move and get a new place and get a new little studio room for all this stuff. I want all my favorite like movie, anime swords, video game swords behind me, and that the Atlantean sword has to go there because it's the
All right.
Atlantean sword.
here's a couple of things on this one. Overall length 38 and 7/8 inch. So you might as well say 39. Blade length is a little bit over 28. The width is 3 3/16. So that's a hefty width for a blade. The thickness is a 1/4 inch of 1085 high carbon steel. Really
Nice.
good stuff. Grip length 5 3/4. But here's the thing: 8 pounds 6 ounces. They didn't lighten this up with no plastic or bullshit.
Oh,
That
a whole
sucker
baby.
is.
You
That's-
got to be Arnold to wield that thing. Oh
It's
man.
all depending on the balance. If the balance is
Mhm.
right, you won't have no big deal.
Yeah, I once had a Highlander replica sword that the balance was all off.
Oh, God, you
my
can't-
stepdad gave it to me, and it was a terrible replica because it had like a metal hilt. It was a replica of Duncan's sword, yet not even that, and not Connor's. And it was just not. And the head came off as like a mini knife. It was a terrible sword. I used the most I ever did with it. I destroyed a chair with it once. I just cut the chair to hell one day, but I mean, I never liked it. I was never happy with it. It was a bad replica. It was too heavy in the hilt. I couldn't do anything with that. It was terrible.
I've got a couple of them that are in this on the wall or in the safe that just look good. That you can't even so much as do a basic spin with it because it just pulls your arm with it. The weight's just so far to the tip that you can't stop it. So it's unwieldy for any if you were actually
was
trying
your tip?
to
It was
learn
all the
how to
weight on
sword.
this. On my one was all in the hilt. It was just big, heavy metal. It's like how you're lifting this thing all kinds of wrong. You can't wield this thing. I mean, it wasn't meant to be wielded, but still, you know what I mean. All right.
Yeah, you need the balance to be about 5-6 inches above the hilt on the blade. Anything either other direction, you ain't doing shit with it.
All right. What is this, Jed?
Before we jump back into that horrible woman's voice,
Yes.
she just said it's terrible for women to work with. Well, these are comments made by the actress who plays Yennefer. He's incredibly professional, polite, brilliant, very experienced. He cares about you. He cares about the show.
And they were naked together. They were naked
together. So someone who is a woman on set saying he's pretty great.
Yeah, and
He's a big problem. But even worse here, because the showrunner is a woman. He would try to overrule her and try to get changes made last minute.
because she's clueless.
It's not because she's a woman. It's because she's an idiot. This is what I said in my my video. This is equality. Equality's knocking, and it's a bitch.
If you don't know the source material and somebody who does, they're going to tell you. And if it makes you look like an idiot, that's your fault for trying to look better at something than you are.
I have a question.
Yes.
Who is this broad?
This one or the Witcher?
No,
The one
this one. The one talking.
I
The one that makes me want to pour Benadryl into my ear hole. Who is this person? My God. Gravy.
I don't know.
When we
I don't
need
know.
another brain refresh, just tell me I got one saved for
All
it.
right. Well, while Jed looks for that answer.
I want to watch this
What
movie.
the hell is this?
Oh my God.
The Swedish Chef versus. I want that movie.
Yeah.
This is. Have I been dosed by something?
I don't know, but it's a damn good Photoshop, and I like it.
I've been dosed
I
by
actually watched
something.
that.
I want to see it. That would just be stupid fun.
That does look entertaining.
Okay. Back to
Sounds
this.
fucking
Oh my
entertaining.
god.
All right, so she's an anonymous creator, so we don't know her name, but she does get legitimate guests on all the time. Like the rest of this article is all like a paparazzi type stuff.
Somebody
She's
hiding
a-
behind windows. Got it.
She's a shill. So she's a shill. A stand in the shill.
Out her knowledge, which, if you know anything about show running, is completely fucked. The showrunner has to sign off on every minuscule detail down to the buttons on a costume. Female writers, directors were suddenly being completely ignored on set, unable to do their jobs.
Just statistically speaking, when you have 90% women and you're doing a bad job and someone criticizes you for it, you're going to be criticizing some women. That's just statistics when you have that kind of off-balance ratio between men and women. It's not like he specifically looked for the one woman and only criticized her.
Oh.
No, it's just statistics.
Yeah,
They're
and we'll get to
all
that in a second.
women.
I just remembered I have one more story, so that'll cap us beautifully with that. So let's keep going with this though.
Every department head was complaining. He started making comments. It wasn't a sexual thing. He wasn't grabbing anyone or being lewd, but it was disrespectful and toxic all the same.
That you can immediately dismiss it if you hear the word toxic. Then you know we're doing bullshit.
Hey, Dre, we're not even to the bad stuff yet. There's a third paragraph here that's the gold.
My diabetes is flailing. What is going on here? He didn't do anything sexual. He didn't do anything lewd, but it was toxic.
So it's misogyny.
Go.
He is deeply addicted to video games to the point where it was like working with any other addict. He was
He's
What
a
is
bad
this
man
going
because
on
he
about?
plays video games.
Henry Cavill's an incel.
I have a headache.
Yeah.
He's been called that before, actually,
I know.
unironically, and it's just like have you seen how women react to Henry Cavill?
Yeah.
That's not the definition of incel. Incel doesn't mean you don't like women. Incel means you can't get women. Henry Cavill is like the man who gets the most women. It's like the opposite of an incel.
That's
The
probably what they're
literal
annoyed about.
Go. Here
He was
comes.
distracted, he was late, he was obsessive, and a lot of people think that the misogyny came from gamer world.
He's a misogynist because he plays video games.
What?
Video game bro language is not how you talk to coworkers, and he wouldn't stop.
He talked with
Someone
video
should-
game bro. As put it, it's like, Henry Cavill called me bro. Arrest him.
Dude, gamer words.
So compared it to watching someone get brainwashed by QAnon, like his whole personality.
What?
Playing video games is equivalent to watching someone get brainwashed by you.
First of all, a lot of people play video games by themselves. We're
Mhm.
not all that. Again, this is the false perception that all video games are online multiplayer co-op. 60% of video
games.
60% of video game playing is. I'm being no real numbers here, but we play by ourselves most of the time.
Mhm.
We just do. But
Just
everybody
like real incels.
Yeah, everybody. Whatever.
Sorry.
I got another one up whenever y'all need another brain refresh.
But I mean, but most of the time, we're just playing these games by ourselves. We're not interacting. We're not online. Not everything is Call of Duty, but they think the gaming world is Call of Duty, and that's how fucking stupid they are. I mean, yeah, I'm playing God of War right now, but I'm sharing it. But I'm still playing it by myself. All right, we're almost done with this. Keep going.
Shifted. Eventually, his disrespect escalated. He would rewrite scenes without even alerting the other actors in the scenes until it was time to shoot. He decided that he didn't want any romantic scenes at all. No kissing, no shirtless scenes, etc.
That I can say is an object lie from considering what we know about Henry Cavill, because he is massively invested in the source material, and at times the books can get quite erotic.
And
Mustang called it pornographic.
Geralt is a ladies' man.
He is a ladies' man, and so
Very
he's
much.
constantly trying to be more book accurate. If anything, he'd be asking for more nudity.
And it's just rewriting scenes. How about he's probably trying to give notes on we're going in the wrong direction.
Like
This
the
is
Roach
not
death.
accurate. Oh my god! All right, let's finish it
He
up.
wanted complete control of storylines, but really had no
Good for
idea
him.
of the limitations of TV, structure, budget, etc.
He's just like toxic because he doesn't know how TV like works and stuff. Even though he's been doing it his like entire life, he doesn't get it.
This girl is an idiot.
Well, this isn't her. She's reading something.
Yeah, she's reading.
This isn't
Whoever
her.
wrote it
Yeah,
is
yeah.
an idiot.
There you go. Yeah.
And her reciting it is an idiot.
Yeah. Let's
Why
get
would
fair.
I waste my time with this madness?
Yeah,
We're getting close. We're getting very close.
He
almost there.
formed a weird alliance with one writer who was also a gamer, who eventually got fired after multiple HR complaints were made. And after that writer
This seems like a little bit of like preparation to distance themselves from Bo DeMeo after saying that they all actively mock the source material is like laying the groundwork for him being
Yeah.
really toxic and bad too. That's what I felt that section was.
Yeah.
left, Henry did anything he could to hold up production and cause problems. Eventually, top brass at Netflix was tired of him costing them money with delays in HR investigations, and the showrunner was asked to construct a potential exit for him.
All right. I'm gonna ask the question that must be asked, and that has been asked.
Mm-hmm.
Receipts. Remember that word when we started this. Receipts. Where are the receipts for any of this? Because if they existed, they'd be out there because these people would love nothing more than to destroy Henry Cavill. Where are the receipts for all these? Because if this is true, that is following some sort of guidelines, procedures for filing that. There would be literal paperwork. There would be a paper trail. And if this is really true, then that person, whoever wrote this, would put it out there.
Yeah. And we know if shows were getting delayed. Like production, we always know when things get delayed, when they have to extend production, reshoots. We hear about
Perfect
that.
example right
Never
here.
heard that with The Witcher.
Perfect example. This fits right in right here. Perfect example. We just found out today or the other day. No, it was 4 days ago is when I marked this. Echo's being delayed. A show nobody asked for or wants. That's being delayed.
Who?
Exactly. Nobody asked for an Echo show, but they're letting us know is it be delayed, probably to be, quietly canceled because Disney knows it's gonna another loser on their hands with this. But we know, even to the smallest, to Jeff's point, the smallest or inconsequential show that nobody asked for, we know when it gets delayed because somebody's always going to spill the beans. So for her to say, "Oh no," there would be receipts for that.
Netflix reached out to him personally, and he was given one final warning and violated that warning with an email he sent to the entire writing staff right after that meeting. That was it. It's very disappointing. So
yeah, she's claiming that Netflix fired him for HR violations.
All facts on paper with receipts point to him leaving of his own accord because his contract was up. It was a 3-season contract, correct?
We don't know for sure, but that can be surmised.
Yeah.
There's no way he would have been able to get out of it otherwise.
Yeah. He left. And at the time, we all believing that he was getting to be the Big Blue Boy Scout again. Right. And that was going to be another return to that franchise. And now he's going to be winning victory for the Emperor in his name instead. But this is whoever the source of this, I call bullshit. Show me receipts. The simplest question, simple answer. Show me receipts.
That's all you need to do. And that is the end of the Insider, but there is like one sentence I want you guys to hear about this podcast host's opinion on what just happened.
Go.
It sounds like, which is kind of shocking, that video games was the demise of Henry Cavill, which is wild.
That's her opinion right there, right?
Yeah, that's
so
the podcast.
Now we can call her a stupid bitch. Because
I told her she was stupid.
Yeah.
Video games radicalized Henry Cavill and ruined The Witcher. We have it here.
No,
folks.
Lauren Histrich ruined The Witcher. Amazon ruined The Witcher.
Amazon.
Henry Cavill did his best to save it. He warned us all in coded language.
Why?
It's not going to be what you want, guys. I'm so sorry. I did the best I could.
I'm calling this woman something else, but it has to be very heavily censored.
All right, this is a palate cleanser. Ooh, see, I gotta have that one day too.
Yeah, let's take a peek at it. This one's only about $2.19.
Ooh, that's reasonable. That's reasonable from what I understand.
Let's see what we're talking about here. 24 gold plated fitting, 420 stainless. That's why 420 is like the basic bitch stuff.
Okay.
Let's go back one more page and just look at the glory of all of the Lord of the Rings swords.
As much as I don't love the Hobbit movies, they still had some really great designed weapons.
Oh yeah, this thing right here, just to me, I don't know if it's useful or not in battle. Probably not.
No hilt.
Just
your finger. You got to be an elf who has dexterity, not to have your fingers cut off. But you need a freaking hilt. I'm sorry. You got to have some sort of guard.
That's just
some
pretty
sort of guard. I'm at guard, not hilt. You need some of the guard. Yeah.
I love Thorin's sword there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Sword of Gandalf. Look at that.
It's beautiful. Back when craftsmen actually cared about designs versus
faux hammer. The faux hammer.
What is
Doctor
this
Who and everything else.
Unsharpened. All right. So this is just a replica.
But all I want is replicas. I'd be happy with just a replica. Just put this stuff on my wall. Look cool.
Bilbo Baggins.
Sting. I don't care about Sting.
Sting don't look too bad for a dagger.
Yeah, I just don't care about it though. Dagger. All right, we got one more thing here. Jed mentioned it in that thing we mentioned it when we were talking about If it's 90% of women, then you're gonna have to come women. Well, when you hear that Rings of Power, all female directing team for Rings
Good
season
luck.
2. Good night. Good night.
And
Yeah, I
guess
think good luck.
who's the head director? Did you hear?
Oh, yes. The head director is the one who did possibly the 2 worst episodes of the season. The battle, the glorious battle. I mean,
It's
You-
failing
that-
upward
Wow.
exemplified. The
Literally.
worst director gets a promotion to be head director.
yeah, that is literally, I mean, that episode is all choreography. It's all direction. And it's horrible. I mean, do I have it on here? I think I might have to switch to I have to switch brands. We're gonna switch brands for 1 second here. Hold on. Wait, hang on. Let me switch brands because I have it on the This is Mordor tab. So excuse us switching brands for a second, guys. But she did this. She did this.
Who is that? Commander of the Northern Armies. Galadriel.
She did that. She is responsible for that entire episode filled with that kind of garbage. That entire episode was filled with all of that trash. And she did the aftermath one after they survived the pyroclastic wave and everybody was covered in ash and everybody's barely wounded or anything. She did that one too, the follow-up. So she's responsible for 2 of the worst episodes, and she gets promoted, like Jed said, to head director, to the lead director of all this. And they brought on 2 other talentless whammons, I'll be nice, involved in both The Witcher and the yet to arrive Wheel of Time season 2, which is going to be a monumental disaster. So I mean, it is
Oh, that's not only. Guess what? One of the directors, I think it's the Wheel of Time director, with her other major
other stuff. Yeah, it
Yeah,
might be
one of
listed
her
here.
other.
This is
she-
the original article I used, so it might be listed here.
I have it in the article that I wrote for Geeks and Gamers, but her prominent role is her BAFTA winning direction.
Here it is,
of
right here. Our Gay Wedding, the musical.
Yep, RJ Wedding the musical.
What?
That's what she's known for. She won a BAFTA for that.
We're just giving awards away. Lord,
Awards are
send the
meaningless.
meteorite.
Awards are meaningless. They're meaningless. So this one right here, lead director, will be directing 4 episodes, and the other 2 get the remaining 2. So these 3 women, these 3 whammons are directing all the episodes of season 2 in 3 years.
So it's over.
It was already over.
Oh.
Yeah, it was over a long time ago.
But
the moment
now-
Jennifer Salke got involved.
Basically, now we get to make fun of whammons next time around. This is bad because of whammons. We literally could say the
that what
direction
we're
is bad
getting?
because of whammons. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. This was honorable mention. This was honorable mention today on that. I mean, I did my video on it. It's just Amazon, but they're not in control of 40K. They're not. That's why we can have hope for that, because they're just, as Jed said earlier, the distributor. They're just a vehicle to get this out there. They are not actually creating it. They have no say in who's writing, directing, this and that. Cavill has to say it because it's his girlfriend, but it's going to be Cavill because he's the one that understands it. You say, okay, this guy is the best author. Let's get him for this. Let's do this and this. And Amazon's going to be like, okay, fine. And somebody over there is going to say, you know what? Like I said earlier, we're just going to step out of the way and let this happen. Like She-Hulk Andre.
The only control that Amazon has is if they don't like it, they can end their contract and the show can go somewhere else. That's the most they can affect this series.
Yeah, and they're not going to do it because that's going to print them money.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's their only choice. Keep doing it or end it. They can't change it.
I do have one more thing. This is for Grump since he's here. This is for Grump. I want to know your thoughts on this, Grump, since you have, out of all of us, perhaps the most experience. Next Tomb Raider game to be published by Amazon Games. Most expansive game yet.
The new trilogy is not great, but it
was
needed
fun.
to be the end. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The story had some issues, but I don't want more.
In Amazon's announcement, they state it will be developed by the Unreal Engine with the Unreal Engine 5. Information that was already known before was sold off by Squeenix. Beyond this, not much is known given upcoming project other than being still in early development. So, Grump, how do you feel about this, having extensively played Tomb Raider recently?
I'd actually have gone through and played them all now.
Okay.
And in all honesty, the last three, while some people have problems with the model, I didn't and whatnot. It was a good action adventure game.
Mhm.
It just could have used a whole lot more Tomb Raiding in my Tomb Raider game.
Hmm.
And if you didn't have all the DLCs, you got almost no Tomb Raiding. Now, if these guys can put a little more Tomb Raider, you have some tombs to raid, some puzzles, and then keep it like, the action part, like in the previous, it might be worth looking at. But
The thing
I
is,
don't hold out hope. It
because
says
Amazon
does
does not have a good track record with games. They don't
No.
so far. They have a horrible track record with many
But they're
things.
going to just publish it, though. It's still going to be Crystal
Yeah.
Dynamics.
Okay,
right?
so it might be the occasion of like with Warhammer with the
Yeah,
WCU.
Crystal has even a worse track record than Amazon.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Right.
see, I'm not familiar enough with
Yeah,
it, so
no.
it's just
I've played all three of the new Tomb Raider games as well, and the problem with them is they were perpetually in a state of prequelness. That's all
Yes.
they could never get out of it. It was
That's
always
true.
like, oh, at the end of this game, she's gonna be the Lara Croft you know and remember. Oh, the next game, oh no, at the end of this one, she'll be the Lara, and they kept doing that over and over again. I just want back to classic Lara Croft, where she's middle-aged, mid-30s, and
With
just
boobs.
kicking ass, boobs, a bit of a bitch, kind of a hard ass, very anti-hero.
she
The
bitch.
The original Lara Croft is basically an anti-hero. She's not like Indiana Jones, like, it belongs in a museum. No,
No,
she's
I'm gonna
just
sell
like,
this shit.
yeah, she's like, I'm gonna sell it. I just want to do this for the fun. I'm rich as all fuck. but
She's
I just,
Temple of Doom, Indy.
yeah,
Fortune and glory.
fortune and
Fortune and
glory.
glory.
If I have to kill some people, as long as it's entertaining, I'll kill some people. It's like, I want Lara Croft. If they can give me the real Lara Croft again, I'll be excited. But again, Crystal Dynamics, modern day. I've had
You're not
enough.
holding out hope.
Trash
Yeah,
is coming.
I think, what was it? Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the last one? I
Mhm.
think that's going to end up being the best one of the modern, and that's including the ones that they're thinking about putting out.
I thought the first
Is
one
that-
was the best one.
I
'Cause
enjoyed
it
the
was
first
able
one a
to
lot.
justify the prequel nature of it. It wasn't, oh, no, you thought the last one she was going to be Lara Croft. No, it's this one. That one, it was like nothing had come before. This was really the beginning. And so,
Yeah, the Shadow, I guess the only reason I like that, because that one they really stepped up the stealth game,
oh,
where
absolutely.
you could do the stealth games, and God knows that made it more fun.
I love
Sneaking
stealth.
up,
I love doing stealth. I love
Grab
stealth
somebody by the
options.
neck, drag them in the water, stab them in the chest. Oh,
Yep.
that's just great.
I love
fun.
stuff like that.
The
Yeah.
combat and stealth of Shadow was definitely the best. Mechanically,
yeah,
the
it was-
third one was so much better.
The first one was a little bit more grounded. The second one, the only thing that really lost me on the second one was when you stepped forth and fought a rushing flying fortress with a pistol
Yeah, that was a little awkward.
on a tower top, and then you fell for like 30 foot to fight something else.
Well, the biggest problem with the third one is there's a whole narrative about it. At the beginning, Adam, you've played Assassin's Creed Rogue, right? You remember
No.
that one?
I
Oh,
didn't
you
play
never
Rogue.
played that
I
one?
didn't play Rogue, no.
All right. Well, it starts out very like identical to Rogue, where there's this artifact that you find, you touch it, and it accidentally causes an earthquake that decimates a city, and you think it's your fault. They both start like that, but everyone's saying, "Oh, she didn't know she's a woman. It's okay that she murdered millions of people. She shouldn't feel bad about this." It's like, yes, it's not technically her fault because she didn't know what was going to happen, but she should still feel some guilt and wrestle with that in the story. The
But she
story
didn't.
completely ignores it, and all the like the Twitter
I've-
stands are like, it totally makes sense why it doesn't consume her. It's not her
I've-
fault.
I've been meaning to actually go through my playthrough and cut that one scene out once she escapes all of the floods and she's on the rooftop. Dude lays into her ass, and it was glorious, though.
Mhm.
I
That-
mean,
that was
he
pretty good.
laid her ass out,
Mm.
screaming right in her face. It was great.
That was great. That action sequence is great though. Like when she's running through the city as the tsunami's coming in, buildings are falling
yeah,
apart. That's a really cool sequence.
One mistake and you restart it. I
Mhm.
mean, it was
Yep.
you better be on point the whole
On
time.
point. And yeah,
That was
like you
basically
said,
the tutorial too.
that was the tutorial. But yeah, and then that guy yells at her, and then she
Oh
basically
my
forgets
God.
about it.
That
The
was
yellow
one of
scene
the
was really
that was
warranted.
the well, I mean, they wrecked the plane again for the third time. I would knock your
Yeah.
memory out.
Mhm.
That's how many plane crashes did she survive in those 3 games? I thought it was 5.
Was it 5?
I
might
agree
have
with
been
you, Grump. I
4.
think it's 5. It was either 5 or 4. It was a lot.
I'm like, oh look, they're in the plane. I guess we're crashing.
It's pretty much anything she gets in, it's gonna crash. Oh, she's on a boat. Boat's about to crash. Boat's about to sink.
Alright,
Yeah, but I mean, you can
Never
survive a
travel with
boat
Lara
crash.
Croft. Never
Apparently, this
travel
Laura
with
needs to stay out of vehicles.
She
Yeah.
does.
If she's in an airplane, it's gonna crash. Now, you might pull a Harrison Ford, survive 1 or something. You're not surviving 5, not from where she was at.
Yeah. Oh well. All right. So you guys are not holding out much hope for this, but I guess
Nope,
we'll find out.
none.
Grump, you're going to find out from you, Grump, aren't we? Eventually, we'll probably find out.
Yeah, if it looks good enough for me to put a few dollars on it, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's where
I
I'm
just
at,
really
too.
ain't holding out hope.
Yeah. All right. And with that, we're done. I've exhausted all my stories. We got everything we remember to add in there. And that's it for 2022's roundtable. I want to thank my panel, as we really all came together this year. It has been a joy having you guys here, and I look forward to next year. But the year isn't over. We also have our individual stuff for the next 2 weeks. So even though we're not going to be back with you next weekend, not till we'll be back on January 8th. What do you guys got coming up this week and possibly into the next couple weeks for the remainder of December? Jed.
Well, I'm going to be playing a shit ton of The Witcher 3 Next Gen in the coming week. In fact, I'm going to be going live in probably less than an hour, depending on once I get things all set up, getting on that again, and just do it randomly throughout the week. And my Red Dead Redemption role-playing streams are no longer a thing, so my Tuesdays are open. So this week, I'm actually going to be going on with Lady B on my channel, where we're going to talk the first Witcher book, have a little book club for the first Witcher novel, because she's really excited to talk about it. There may be some guests if they finish the book in time, but we'll see. And then just my regularly scheduled live streams, daily videos, Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. We had a crazy week last week. We were just supposed to ask a store owner a simple question, and one of the guys decided to drop a smoke grenade in the shop with us, and he didn't realize till after he dropped it that it causes damage, choking damage. He thought it would just distract the shop owner long enough for me to steal the computer, and then we're all just dying all of a sudden.
Read the description of your items. Read the
I
warning
finally
label.
got on the computer and there was nothing on it. It was totally worthless. It was like 45 minutes of us like trying to stay alive, dragging each other out of the smoky room. And one guy nearly died. He passed out, saving death throws, and it was for nothing. But we have a lot of fun over that.
The joy of tabletop gaming, dude. The joy of it. You never know what kind of crazy shit's going to happen there. Grump, what's going on?
Just real fast, Jade and Hamilton, they're not prequels. The short stories came first. So it's the book is called The Last Wish, and that came first. The Last Wish collection of short stories is the first released and the first chronologically. So we'll be covering The Last Wish.
Grump, what's going on over with you?
Well, I'll be sitting there circling my mailbox waiting on my new Conan sword because it is on the way. I couldn't help it. That's actually a pretty good price compared to most of them I've seen.
And I guess we will definitely see it in the new year.
Oh yeah, granted, it could be 3 to 6 weeks on those.
But we'll see it eventually. He will not resist putting it on camera for us.
Oh no, yeah, I will have it sitting across my shoulder when we start.
He has shown us his shittier swords, and this is not going to be a shitty sword.
No, this one's like I said, this is the higher end carbon sword. So
yeah,
this ain't. And it shatters. This is.
There you go. Okay.
But later this evening, I'm playing Kenna. A lot of it because I need to relax and enjoy something. Because, I know y'all on panel, y'all know everything going on. It's been a rough couple of months, and anything makes me smile, I'm doing. So I'll be playing Kenna, and then after that, next week, I'm gonna be probably piecing through these two. So I'm probably gonna do a little bit of this here and there. I don't know. This might be a Mario Monday, or I might be doing Origami King, and then Throwback Thursday. I think I'm gonna give this a shot if I'm able to, because of course I still have all the estate crap I got to do. So I might be sitting in government offices signing papers again.
Well, have fun while you can, then.
Yeah.
Dre, what's going on there?
Well, it's been a heck of a year, gentlemen and ladies. I've enjoyed hanging out with y'all, being on the panel. I appreciate you, Adam, for bringing me on and all that great stuff. This has been a blast. I've really thoroughly enjoyed myself, kicking back and chilling out with y'all. This has been dope. Yeah, it's been dope. So this next couple weeks, what am I doing? I am not stressing. Next couple weeks of dropping daily videos every day at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Brutal Playing Comics YouTube channel. And still every Monday and Friday, I'll be kicking back playing me some Pocket Monsters. So at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so whoever wants to join in on that, welcome to come and say what's up and all that great stuff. Yeah, and that's pretty much going to be the year. That's
just taking it easy. Last couple weeks of the holidays. All right, Dragon Lady, how are you for this couple weeks?
I'm still doing some Christmas food cooking this week. Hopefully, I think I put my mince pies in early a little bit too longer than I thought it was going to end up. So they're a tiny little bit browner than I wanted them to be.
I understand those woes. I have
yeah.
my oven, and my oven is shit. So sometimes if I'm not careful,
it was because on the pastry it didn't give much indicator about how long the said pastry was supposed to be in the oven for. So I'll leave it for 10 minutes.
I understand
and then doesn't look all right. I'll leave it for a few more minutes. Left it for a few more minutes. Maybe I should have taken it out a couple of minutes earlier.
Yeah. Sometimes you can eyeball stuff. Sometimes if you have a finicky oven, it'll go south on you. But still, holiday spirits, and that's what's important right now. All right, what am I doing? First, what input is this?
Oh, just a little Christmas thing for y'all. Don't forget to leave cigarette cheese in the Twinkie and the ductwork.
Hashtag Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
Yes.
Even on Disney Plus, it has it on the Christmas movie section.
Oh no! Oh, does that hurt that
Disney owns Die Hard?
Yeah, they do. They own Fox, dude.
Oh God, are we gonna Disney's
Jed? They own everything.
Are we gonna get a Die Hard
they canceled
Disney Plus show?
They canceled the John McClane prequel movie. They canceled that. That's not happening. Last I heard,
that doesn't mean it's not going to end up on Disney Plus. Can you imagine Disney-ified?
No, I don't have to because I don't have Disney Plus. Anyway,
it's happening, Jed.
All right.
Why'd you have to hurt me like that, Dragon Lady?
They bought Fox Studios. You knew this.
I didn't remember. I didn't think of Die Hard as 20th Century Fox.
You didn't.
I didn't think. I thought it was Universal. I thought it was Universal.
No, it was Fox.
No, it's Fox Studios. What was once 20th Century Fox. Anyway, here. All right, so
disband Disney.
All right, yes, band Disney. Today, what do I got? I may or may not game tonight. I like Jed. If I am, though, it's not going to be soon. It's going to be a few hours from now. So if I do it, keep an eye out. If I do, it'll be some more God of War 2018 because we have to keep making progress on that. I gotta make some more progress on it. If I don't, I might be privately recording my beginning of Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut. And for those who are available, I'll be in Discord. You can join me with it, and we can stream it on Discord, so you would see what I'm doing. It just be reversed. Why does Discord reverse the screen when you share it? I don't get that. I don't understand this. Somebody can answer that for me.
Yeah, the default doing that. Yeah, that's weird. You have to mess with the settings.
You can change that. All right, I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, you can change it. It's dumb, but yeah,
that's dumb. I don't get that. What is this? TikTok? Anyway,
they do it on the cameras for privacy reasons. I don't get why they do it on a screen.
But I'm sharing with somebody who I've invited to my Discord. It's whatever. All right, so I got that. I might do some gaming tonight, either way, or I might just keep watching anime because that's what I started doing last night. with the exception of no Saturday Night Drive-In, no Roundtable next week, the regular shows kind of continue to Mellow Mondays tomorrow night. Already got a couple of good stories that we can hurt our brains over. I don't want to tease it because I want whoever comes in. I want you guys to give the honest thing. Mustang ruined it last week by jumping ahead.
Raw.
Take it to Raw. Take it Raw. Exactly. Give it to me Raw. Mustang ruined it by not waiting, so he was prepared for it. I didn't get the instant reaction I wanted. So I got a couple stories already. Who knows what else will happen? Got 24 hours. Rest of the week, videos galore. Who knows what's going to happen, as well as Wednesday may or may not be a natural 20. It may just be another gaming stream. Depends on what's going on. Depends if I have a rant, because natural 20 kind of depends if I have a good theme and a good rant. That's what it depends on. And going through the holidays, I'll probably stream off and on because, again, as others say, not all of us can be with family. Not all of us could do that. One time, I didn't make it home for Christmas for a family thing, and I was miserable. I didn't like being alone. So I watched Full Metal Alchemist. That's what got me through it. That's what I got for Christmas for myself, and I couldn't make it home. So I just broke that out, and that got me through that because it was rough. It was the first time I'd never spent Christmas with anybody before, and it was really sad for me. But Full Metal Alchemist got me through me. So for those of you who may not do it, I'll probably run some stuff over the weekend, and we'll have some fun. And we'll see where the chips lie. But we will be definitely here on the 28th for Anime Odyssey, Mob Psycho 100 Season 1. I still have to watch it, but we're not at the 28th yet. I still got a good I got 10 days. I got plenty of time. To break that out. But we'll be that. Myself, Anime Man 73, Dermy Wormy, and Jose, the NYC Geek. Although he's not in NYC anymore, so he might be changing his name. I don't know. I'll have to ask him about that when he gets back. He's moving. So look out for that. And as I said, regular gaming streams, who knows, will be going on. And there will be some changes coming to the channel in January. Some of you kind of aware what's going to go on, but we're going to save it. It's going to coincide with my birthday.
It's going to be hilarious.
It's going to coincide because I will say it now. My birthday is on a Monday, so Mellow Mondays. It's going to be a birthday stream. It just happened that way. I didn't even realize it was happening when I started planning Mellow Monday. I was just looking at, oh shit, my birthday. So there'll be announcements on my birthday in January concerning the channel, and we're going to have some fun with it. You guys are going to make fun of me. It's going to be great. Anyway, I want to thank the panel and chat. We want to thank you. We wouldn't be where we are. And I know it was a light day. We had stiff competition from Gary doing the thing. It's probably still going on. Is it still happening?
No, I'm not sure. I can check.
Yeah, if that stream's still going, because I feel respectable that we maintained a decent amount for us here with going up against a hardcore nerd-erotic stream celebrating Two Towers with a very packed guest roster. So I want to thank you guys if you joined us live, and if you're watching on the replay, thank you for showing up and coming around. We hope you enjoyed it, and we hope that you'll continue to join us every Sunday in 2023 as we will continue to try and give you our spins, our takes, our thoughts and ideas on what is going to happen, what's going to continue to happen to our franchises that we love, and we try to defend it, and we want to continue to bring you fresh and new franchises. I hope that next year will be a good enough year that I can move forward with my own projects and bring you stuff as well, along with Jed and Dre and everybody else that has good original Iron Age content, because we are the Iron Age. We are doing it. Razor Fist is brilliant in putting that out there for us. And again, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Hanukkah. If you're like me, also celebrate Hanukkah, and a Happy New Year as well. Be safe. Be smart. Don't do stupid shit, guys. Be wise out there. And if you're with your families, enjoy your time with your families and be good to yourself. It's the holidays, and be good to other people because it's that time of year. We're good. So thanks once again, everybody. Thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. We love you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. And we'll see you in 2023, fresh and reinvigorated to continue this battle. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good rest of your day or evening, wherever you may be.